goobers, the gooberless goobers. So we were talking before we just started the stream, and I was going to tell him he's right. Like apparently there's like frontal damage and then rear damage, so you do slightly more damage from the back. And I remember
Oh.
reading that somewhere in like one of the skill trees, but like I was like, I don't think it's that much, and I think it's like 5 or 10% just overall, and then like
Mhm.
certain like skills will increase that, but then there's other stuff that like increases it like frontal damage and stuff like that. So I got these like other pieces that I put on called the Deep Shadow, which I started laughing about so hard for some reason because I'm sure man. Uh, and like they allow you to do more damage up front, and then guard penetration, which made me laugh way too hard because I'm
Well, all of it's making me. Because you say deep shadow, and I'm thinking deep hole from like freaking.
yeah, you got Deep Shadow, you got frontal assault, you got guard penetration. There's just a lot of
Got full
penetration.
frontal. You do more damage from behind.
And then I was talking to one of my friends who's also playing this, and I was like, is there transmog in the game? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, cool. Like, because there's a lot of gear that I wanna. I don't really like the look of it, but I like the stats on it. He's like, yeah, but you got to beat the game, and then New Game Plus
Oh, that.
transmog, and I'm like, oh, fuck off. Like,
You're like, by then I'm pretty much not gonna
oh, I might run through it
invest
again.
anymore.
I might run through it
Oh.
again. I'm probably not gonna run through it on stream because it unlocks hard mode, and I'll probably definitely play that one by myself. Just because I will say one thing, I will give benefit of the doubt to some streamers, not a lot of people. Because like there's some streamers that are like, it's because I have to pay attention to multiple things, and it's like I got ADD, and I can pay attention to like the chat, the screen, talking to you, and all that, and still not suck complete and total ass at the game. I mean, I still suck a little bit, but I will say I'll give them benefit of that where it's like, yeah, like trying to make sure that like OBS stuff is still running and not like crapping out on me, making sure I'm talking to you and trying to be somewhat normal and entertaining instead of going into my normal gamer mode where I just like open my mouth and just start drooling everywhere as I'm playing the game and really quiet. Yeah, it is a little difficult to like do all those things at once, shit like that. But like a lot of them make it sound like damn near impossible. And it's like it's really not. I mean, yeah, like you misread some stuff or you just don't read certain things at all when you're like paying attention to all this shit and stuff like that. But it's like just do like I do and just go back and read it. Like it takes 2 seconds to open up the menu and be like, okay, so that's
Oh
how you parent. Yeah, like there's certain things that I do understand, like like if a character tells you something or some shit like that, where they're like, go north, east, and then make sure you stand at the shrine for 5 seconds, and you don't read that. Like, yeah, I can understand that one, and people getting mad at people for that. It's like, come on, dude. Like these people are trying to talk to you and play the game. Take a breather. Like, just chill. Did you want me to send the thing
yeah.
the other way?
Oh yeah, just give me one more.
Ah, you're good.
I'm just I'm just packing away some pumpkins and melons.
Because I really need to go back to this area again, because I'm pretty sure I did not find any of the things. Fallen Citadel. Oh, my ear just. But yeah, no, it's like I was telling him, I farming just so I could like better gear and shit like that. The game just. Hold up. It,
Gucci. What dog? Has there seen you standing on my foot? Hmm?
okay.
You just want to see what you're doing. Hey, one thing at a time. Hold on a second, sir.
Ah, you're fine. I'm going. But yeah, got myself a little drink. Sound of a mature adult. And a creepy photo of a man, or portrait just staring at me. Bitch.
Alright. Now.
Alright.
Alright.
Just
And then if you Chen, as we're going, I'll be breaking out the little plastic piece for Gwendy's little rover that she's building. You're welcome.
Okay.
And then helping her is just always the best because of, like, how she says thank you. She's like, thank you. And it's like, come on, get out of here.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready. Send me a thing.
Doing this the most ghetto way to do it, but hey. Oh, we are smart men.
Yeah, and we're manly men. We're men in fight.
Or manly men. I do just like generally. It is a good funny movie.
It's a great movie, yeah. I gotta go back and watch it. I haven't seen it in a while.
It's been like probably a few months. It was just kind of I think like one of the free streaming services that like I have, and I was just like I clicked on it and I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah. Let's do it.
You got it snooped and snapped. Like, hey.
So, motherfucker.
Yeah, so you have to forgive me if I'm low energy. I went out, did some work today, and then it just started getting all rainy. So you're just like alone driving around in the car while it's raining.
Yeah.
Then I always hate when like you're doing any kind of delivery, like the last order. I was like, okay, I got like 7 minutes before I'm gonna be done, and then an order comes through and I pick it, and I accept it. And it's like not much, like 750 or whatever. I was like, okay, I'll take this. It's not too far away. Let's play it so. And then they freaking have me delivered almost a half hour away. I was like, man, I really wish you could just see where you're gonna end up, or you know that it had some common sense, so to speak, in their little AI algorithm that, you know, if somebody put, hey, I want to go this long, that maybe it will send you orders that'll keep you kind of in the area that you live.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Ooh, you got glowy ass.
Because I had to drive all the way out where my wife used to live when we were first dating. So, that was fun. Need some help? Nah, she got it. Every time I ask her, she needs some help, and she then is like snaps it in and does it or something. What we're doing?
So
You're gonna make me switch my glasses.
put it there.
Yeah, go there. Okay.
So
It was just
back and it's supposed to snap on.
I don't see any little peggy things for it to snap onto.
Well, it's
Oh, okay. Well, usually if there's something that's gonna fall out, we hold it like this, and then we put this part on top. Okay. And then it won't fall out, right?
No, well, that's...
There you go.
this is like actually just the whole base, so
Babble. Cool.
and then it's supposed to be this
It's just like more complex Legos.
more complex later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that's a lot of pieces. But all white pieces, luckily, so I could just take them.
Was that just... This took me back.
Why did you get it here? Last time I saw it. Are you doing a side mission or?
No, this is oh, okay. This was like where I left off. Yeah, this is where I left off at that checkpoint where like I fell down.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had like ran out because last I remembered was the little village.
Yeah, no, I ran up here to like end the stream, and that was like the little spot right there. Okay, so where the fuck am I going from here?
You have to help me pull all.
So little secret, is you just twist them, and then they pop out
That's-
easier.
It says came in.
Well, I don't think that's much of a secret as it is just like a little tip. And that's what they used to call me in high school. Hey, what up, little tip? Like, how do y'all know?
Oh,
I never shower in the boys' locker room.
that's obviously gonna be locked. I don't know why that guy just died right there.
He's the guy from the Bloodborne Chalice room. Somebody's died over and over again. He just started dying another game, you know, just randomly. I guess there are no two popes.
Yeah.
Still salty about last night.
Oh yeah.
In the damn third phase, all the Malone and some random column of bullshit.
Just one-shotting you. Yeah. Won't make sense when I put it on another, like YouTube and stuff like that, or even if the videos go away. We were playing Risk of Rain and we got to like the. Ooh, how you doing? How you doing? Pokey, motherfucker. Get like the final boss and all that, and
No.
apparently he has 3 phases, and I died in the first phase because of
Did it, Daddy. Did it.
some like weird bullshit of like just like the guy dropping his hammer and just doing a shit ton of damage to me, and I don't know how or what happened, but
Well, yeah, I mean, he's level 99, he has a ridiculous amount of health, and then when we went in there, my character was only like level 27 when I first got there.
and I think
I
I
was
was like,
already struggling.
yeah, and I was like level 28 or something like that. I was only like a level or above you or so.
Yeah. And so it's like, what are you supposed to do so you don't get freaking one shot? You know, it's like you got to really constantly like you have to be like, oh, I want all these little knickknacks and whatever to get through the game, but do you really just need to buckle down and focus on certain ones to just like buff certain things up? Because at some point you can't just avoid going to the boss, so it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're just supposed to
A little
either.
too much RNG for me, because like, how are you supposed to? Do you just like finish a level and then just go get like a shit ton of money by like just farming even more?
Oh, like I
So
said,
you can level up.
yeah, like I said last night, I'm pretty sure what we're supposed to do is like after we get to like the final spot where it says the primordial teleporter uh aligned, we just need to sit there and farm like a shit ton of like money and XP, because every time we finish a stage, whatever money we have turns into XP. So like I'm pretty sure that's what
Yeah.
they wanted us to do and shit like that. But yeah, it was just like kind of a bullshit moment for both of us, because like I get one shot by a bullshit attack that like shouldn't have hit me, because like the guy I was using has the ability to like be immune during like a phase of his attack, and I did that attack, and I guess he caught me like right before I done it or whatever, and he just one shot me, and then like he's sitting and have to like basically cheese the boss fight by sitting on this pillar.
Make sure
He
you
gets-
which way you're supposed to do it.
Gets to the first like first 2 phases, and then just the boss is underneath him and decides
What?
to. Oh, I'm just gonna hit you.
Direction. Old face.
No, see, look. It's like one shot at him through the fucking floor, and we spent probably an hour in that boss fight room. I think it was like an hour or 45 minutes.
Well, in the boss fight room, probably 45 minutes. The whole thing altogether, we were there for like, like 3 hours or some shit.
Yeah, 3 hours and 27 or 4. Yeah, it was weird like time that we ended, because we were just having fun, and like we were like, oh, we'll just do like an easy run and
Yeah, you were like, let's do a baby run.
Yeah.
What are your words exactly? Let's do a baby run.
I just wanted to see what like the actual other stages look like and shit like that. And it just, we gotten so far and we were like pretty much immortal in any of the other stages. Like as long as I was attacking, I could stay constantly on like enemies' asses and not die. And he pretty much was just a fucking healing fountain of, you know, being immortal on that one. And just when we got to the boss fight, it just, I mean, that entire final area was just kind of ridiculous to begin with, because like personally, like my guy, they weren't doing enough damage, and I could like heal faster than they could hurt me as long as I got the fuck out. But like he barely could stay 2 seconds without being obliterated, and it was like,
I'm having to go invis and just run, invis, run. And then I
yeah,
didn't have any Haku feathers to like get to some of the harder spots, but
yeah. If you don't, if anybody's watching this and you don't, see, I should have left my fucking
little lantern on.
yeah, the invisible one. Um, if you've never played fucking Risk of Rain or anything like that, Hapu Feather just gives you like another jump, and every feather you have allows you to jump even higher. And
I'm
he,
just running around or short hopping, just trying to use my smoke because you get a little hop when you use it, and then an extra hop when it goes away.
yeah, he had lost it.
Not that you can control when you do those. You gotta like time it just right. It's like, oh, okay, I'm using this, and it pops you up, and then when
Yeah,
it goes away after the 3 to 5 seconds or whatever, if you hop up again without any warning. So like sometimes I was like almost falling off the ledge. And
oh yeah.
anyway, it's one of those you had to be there and see it kind of moments. It was like, ah, so close, and just
It was
found a nice cheap spot, and then the game said nope.
yeah, it was just two really exhausted dudes like laughing our asses off because like I told him like
It's like it was like we were exhausted, and we're like, oh man, we need something to snack on. Let's go to the grocery store, and then we went and did a full fucking month-long shop.
yeah because yeah exactly
All we're tired, and then we just wound up with a bunch of cereal and chips.
if we were both joking about it. We're like, yeah, let's just like do like a little baby one, like spend like 30 minutes in there and fucking cut to like almost 3 hours later and shit like that. But we were, oh shit, like it kind of pissed me off because like he was so fucking close and shit like that, and he was doing so well, and just all of a sudden the game was like, so that's a no for you. It like the bad part about it is I seen it coming before
I'll
he
laugh
did.
if there's even another phase. Yeah.
Because like he's focusing on because if you watch the stream, you'll see from
The tanks that are out there, yeah.
yeah, you'll see from my perspective, and I'm like watching all the enemies, letting them know when something's coming up, and when nothing is, is around them and shit like that, trying to help them and shit like that. And as I'm telling him, like, hey, like you might want to jump because it looked like one of the tanks was about to shoot the ground at him. He goes to like bunny hop, and as he's bunny hopping, the fucking boss is just like boop and just fucking one shot him, and I was like, are you fucking serious? And
Yeah, I just love in games when shit just like goes through the environment. Like we play Destiny 2, and like that's just
oh,
what's
that's
the word
Rush.
I'm looking for? Just like
Oh,
part and
that's
parcel.
yeah. Well, that's
For
yeah,
that game, like you get Nova Bomb through walls, Chaos Reach, whatever.
yeah.
But this shit just like
Playing Destiny 2 is like playing Russian roulette, but except for the revolvers loaded with 5 rounds and one empty instead of one with 5 empty. So we're used to bullshit like that, but it was just like it was such a shitty moment because he was like halfway through the final state or final boss or final whatever stage phase, whatever you want to call it, and
yeah.
that we were laughing about it beforehand in the second phase because I told him I was like, I'll give you $100 if there's not a second phase, and he was like, oh, make it 10 because he's pretty sure, and I was actually kind of like, oh, he might be right. Like this feels very like ND, and shit like that. And the moment he just finished the second phase, it gets really quiet, and then you hear and the boss jumps back in the middle. And he's like, fuck. And I was like, oh, that sucks so fucking hard.
Well, I think part of it is like when it got his ridiculous amount of health down, I was like, I mean, I didn't really get a chance to see a death animation or where he went or anything, and then I just thought it was like a bunch more like vehicles that were gonna pop in, and then like you gotta destroy them and then make a run back for the ship. But no, it's not that. I was like, oh, now we're gonna show you some tanks. We're gonna throw some ads in there. And then we're going to add the boss back into there with the ads as well. And then, by the way, the thing that wasn't affecting you through the little ramps or slopes that you're on when you run through it will now just suddenly one-shot you. Yeah.
Oh, and it's even funnier because like, oh, that's not the way it came in. It got even funnier because we're like, we would have been both. Oh, I fell down. That's why. And the first phase, if the fact that like he had used an item thing that like takes away 5 of your items to give you 1 rare item, and it took away his double jump, and then this other item that we both got that was really rare, and we both had one.
The little plushy hippos that would resurrect you.
Yeah, it'd give you 1 free life, and we would have been fine in that second phase, like if we, or even like if we got through the boss and we both died at that part and shit like that, or even when I got 1 shot in the first phase. Problem with it is, he lost his way before I did, because we stopped at the portal thing, he loses it, and then I'm sitting there fighting an enemy that just turned into a fucking black hole nuclear bomb thing, and just 1-shot me, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And so if we had that, we would have been perfectly fine, but oh god, after I got off the stream, after we were done playing this shit, I was laughing so hard, because all I could see is your face, and I know the face you're making. You're making the same face I usually make. That like, are you shitting me face? Where you like kind of puff your like bottom lip out a little bit. Where you're like, are you fucking shitting me right now? And it was such a shitty. Woo, hey, I seen you guys too. That's sad. But yeah, we were. It was a good moment. It was even if nobody really watches it. Like he said, I'm kind of glad we recorded it because it's a great moment. I'm gonna fucking click.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh.
It's one of those things where it's like, back in the day when we were playing Destiny 2, doing the Savathun's song, one to get the freaking, oh, what fucking gun was it even?
The Thorn.
I heard it. Yeah, the Thorn. And having to do that one mission, we're just doing it by ourselves, just a 2-man fire team, and I want to say we were under power for it as well. And
oh yeah, we were like
stubborn, and we found like a key spot that I could sit, and then Logan's just down there, just like throwing
dying.
himself at
over and
ads over and over and over again, while I'm just sitting here on a little ledge, just like. Yep.
Well, it was such a funny moment because apparently it was, if you were if you played the game at the time, or if you were even like if you've even watched the video before or whatever, it was a well-known cheese later on. And he found it by simply when he went to go do an attack or something, like you were jumping away from it.
Yeah.
One of the enemies knocked you back and you got stuck and you're like, wait, the boss isn't attacking me. And I was like, stay fucking there then. And I would just like keep on killing myself over and over again. It took us way longer than it probably should have. But got it done. Like, I think it was like our second time because we died, no, our third time because we died like 2 more times, right? Or whatever. And we got frustrated. And then you were like, we'd been up late or something like that playing something else. And you're like, let's just give it tonight and we'll come back to it tomorrow and whatever. And I was like, yeah, he's right. And then when you got bumped into it, we were like, fuck this. We are taking any time we need to finish this. And it's just, it was such a fucking hilarious moment for us.
Well, it was just, it was just one of those, you find a cheese spot in Dark Souls, and then we get stuck in the environment. Which that final boss did get stuck on like some little lip, but they had like a mechanic where he could like jump out and back to the center and just got him unstuck. Which makes me wonder if they just created that for that reason.
Oh, that's not without a doubt.
Oh, tiny white piece? No way, bro. We can't lose that. Here, let's see. Like this.
Well, I took it off and
Yeah, okay, well, no need for tears. We can figure it out, right?
Glowy right there. Down.
Do you see it under there?
I need the light.
Well, I can't enter this. So, shine it here. Where are you trying to look?
Try it because it.
Is that it over there? Or is that a piece of paper?
I see.
Hey, do me a favor, sir. Mute me if you can. Oh, there it is.
You got it?
Yeah, we found it. Gotta use that trick where you don't shine the light directly down on the thing that you're trying to look for. You gotta shine it at an angle.
I know you didn't see that, but I'm glad I caught that on stream. I was going up an elevator again, and it like rumbled, and I was like, the camera went into Khazan's face, and I could see his eye, just his teeth.
I always love that.
Yeah.
I always love, especially if like you're really immersed in something, and then suddenly, you get to see the eyeball textures, just because you pan the camera the right way.
Oh well, I'm already at the other boss. This is definitely just like a boss rush game.
Yeah.
Question is, popped the Phantom last night.
Kind of reminds me of Cuphead in that regard, because you do have a couple of those stages where they're like 2D. I mean, little side-scrolling, forming sections and whatnot, but
I'll put my other one.
they're usually pretty short and brutally difficult. By the way, everybody out there, I just want to
Oh yeah.
brag on my daughter. Girl was like 7 years old at the time and beat the entirety of Cuphead. I took her like 400 and some odd deaths, but she did it by herself.
It's
And I'm talking everything. Did every. She even got the secret ending where you got to get like the cursed artifact cleanse or something like that, and then you get the special boss battle with the devil at the end. She did it all.
yeah, it kind of runs a little bit in the family here.
Yeah.
'Cause,
With
it,
any luck, she'll be. I mean, she's probably already much better than I am. So she started Monster Hunter Rise today, by the way. She
oh, she
created her
did.
little character. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, we'll have to do a stream with her because you can have 4 people in there. We might as well go back and help her. We'll put on their weaker, like the lower tier weapons, so we don't just like rip through some monsters. But
Uh-huh.
do the like a 3-person.
Yeah, that'd be fit. Oh, excuse me. I got a lot of yawns today. Just gotta get a little bit of that moolah to re-sign her up for PSN. So
Gotcha. Do fire. But yeah, like I'll tell this story multiple times before I head in here. The reason why I'm like such a huge Souls fan and like just like I literally eat these games up. Like even the shittier ones. Like eventually I'll try to stream like Dolmen and all that. Like one of the worst ones apparently and shit. But like I'll play good or bad ones or whatever. But when I was a kid, wee little lad, um, this motherfucker, and I'm gonna call him this motherfucker, uh, had gotten a game and he had played through it or played through a good chunk of it, but was like just not for me. And so he goes and gives me the game, and he was like, "Listen, it's like a really great game. I think you're gonna love it." Blah blah. I loved it. Apparently, he was just lying to me. He just wanted to get rid of the game. It was
Oh,
Demons, and gave it to me as a kid, and and
like this so
I
like
put that shit in, and like I'm sitting here expecting it's gonna be like Oblivion or like like a RPG like that, right? The first enemy in the tutorial just beat my ass, and I was like, I don't. Yeah. And like I'm sitting there, I'm like, this. Okay, so like I keep playing, and I barely had to like squeeze through like the tutorial, right? And I'm playing more and more. Sitting there, like I get to like the first area and shit, which I like really screwed up and like because you can choose which one you want to go to first, and I chose the swamp area, and like it was like, oh, I fucked up. So I went back and I realized I'm supposed to go to like the castle place first. So I go back there. And that game was just like, what the hell? And I'm a kid and I don't know how to play these games and stuff like that. But the more and more I played it and shit like that, the more and more I was like, I like this. Fight me.
my jam. I mean, it's part of why I gave that to you. Like also with
Oh,
oh, good. Ah,
or
yeah, somebody for help. Don't be a backseat driver. No, we'll cut things. Or say what?
oh, is this gonna be a
Rain cuts. I think it's just already over. Oh, that wasn't you. I thought you already just knocked your character's ass out in the cutscene. I was like, well.
He knows my Souls-like experience, I guess. He's like, hey, fuck you.
Stubborn old fool. What are you looking at?
Oh, well, I guess Tristan's dead. I thought it was gonna be another twink, like, teammate. Oh, the worst enemies in Souls games. Humanoids.
Not for long.
Is that also like a crossbow?
Yeah. Whoa! Game? Can you...
Can't even Oh, this is gonna be one of your favorites. This is already reminding me of like when we did Shadow of the Retreat. That one fucking like right the kind of the beginning, it's not Black Knight or whatever, but the guy with the freaking crossbow that repeated fire or whatever. But then we got close to him, he had like a freaking katana or some shit.
Oh no, okay.
Oh, but anyways, yeah, I mean, I think I inadvertently created the little monster you are for these kinds of games by like doing things like I was playing Nightmare Creatures and like this ain't. I like bought like part 1 or 2 or some shit, and then I gave it to my brother, and he played that, and these are all like, you know, dark fantasy kind of games, and if it's something I just wasn't feeling, I would just give it to my brother, but there you go.
And
that
dark
being said, it was usually a lot of the jank, more difficult things, and just kind of help you cut your teeth on.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like, Nightmare Creatures is one of my favorite and the game that I could not handle playing when I was a kid. That it freaked me. That werewolf sound. That like, is he gonna do like a gun lance thing? Oh, okay. I thought he's gonna like shoot towards me. Ooh.
I'm actually a little disappointed.
Well, there's gonna be a
another
second.
thing?
Yeah, there's gonna be a second.
Oh, okay.
100%. He's too like, his attacks are too
Is he?
complete. Yeah. Ooh.
Predictable, yeah.
You know.
Unless the bottom half of his health, he gets all hyper aggressive and starts doing shit like that, just spamming garbage.
Oh, this bullshit. Gotcha. We have figured. Oh. Okay. So no.
So that was
Getting-
a cheap death, so you're supposed to basically like turn tail and run at the right time.
Well, I don't even know that because like, look up.
Or is he like other guys? Like it seems like all these arenas have like 2 levels. You know, one for you to like go up when they're doing that attack, and then come back down when they go up there to do the same thing again.
This one looked like there was no second thing, and looking at my peripheral, it looks like there's nowhere to run. I just have to perfectly time it with like my parry or my dodge.
Oh, okay. Because me personally, if I was in this world, while he's doing that, he's got it stuck in there and he's like doing his thing, I just jump up on top of his shoulders and be like, "Hey, buddy."
I mean, if I was in this type of world and that shit was going on, I'd have just fucking jammed my spear through his goddamn throat and just stopped it all before it even fucking happened. But it is an RPG.
No. Just an arena.
Oh, this is fun. I just realized his stamina gauge is just like infinitely going up when he's like not attacking, so he can just like recover all his stamina even while he's attacking.
I want you to be relentless on him, I guess.
Yeah, and see, when he's just walking.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, come on, game.
These off. What's those instructions there? Got that. Yeah. You see how there's a recent little piece right here? They're trying to show you that these all kind of connect up, and then you run that through.
So, I need to...
You see how? Right here?
Nope. Can I please use the thing? Oh, there it is.
What the? Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be the bottom half of this battle. This is gonna get bullshit.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I'll go for you.
They do that thing I definitely hate, and like just when they do stuff like this in Souls game, like yeah, I can put on like rings and like necklaces that will reduce the fire damage and shit like that, but it will just straight up fucking eat through my shit. Like there's no stopping it.
Yeah, it just seems like it's so yeah, fine. One of those games that where even if you learn Inside Out, they still want you to take damage. That's
I need to parry because it's
now let's see something the Walker Bogey mechanism.
I need to put my other one back on. My other phantom. I'm using one that like allows me to do. Oh wait, no, did I swap back over? I think I swapped back over. I can't remember. It's the one that allows me to do more frontal damage and shit like that, but this is kind of yeah, of course. Fuck.
Jesus.
I was doing the heat wave thing, which like supposed to like always perfect parry. Yeah, it's supposed to perfect parry all of it. So you can't even do that. All right, so that's a lesson learned. He is that boss. Hits hard, slow shit. Yeah, he hits hard, slow shit, but he's got like a bunch of shit to like dwindle you down fast. All right, so.
already?
What any of these 4 pieces, kiddo? So 1, 2, and then you need one of these again, I guess.
That?
Yeah.
I need... What's the last one?
The little short guy. Yeah. Let's just stack them on each other. Well, let's do that. Sometimes you gotta skip ahead a little in these instructions to see what the final product looks like.
Timing is so off. Oh, fuck you, game.
Get the shit out of
Tonight, nah. I haven't practiced probably. What you could do in progress is pop those wheels off and put the rubber, the tires on it, and make it a little bit more practice. But as far as this, I'm gonna put a little bin, a little holder. Why want these pieces to get separated? So we'll get like a little container. Oh, wait, before you do that, do a little container and we pop these in. So it doesn't look like there's too much more to go on this. Hey, that's fine. anything, then we can also pop this. Yeah, put the tires on the rims, and then you can all stuff this time.
Then I have to.
Yeah, well then also it looks like these snap into the wheels. So. Gear choose kept on focusing on sector 71 pieces and 63 pages in the back of that. I think it's up.
What? You see that shit?
No, I looked at her the moment that happened.
I broke his stamina thing and he just kept going.
Okay. It just cycles back to the stamina after you wake it. Got a little hoary-loo stomping action going on.
Oh. That was scuffy, but I got through it.
General Khazan. Is it really you? Great General.
I thought that dude just. Oh, that
Thank
was
all the
somebody else. I
gods
thought he
you're
died.
alive. Tristan,
Some other dude
are
with like a
you
mustache
with
and
that
shit.
traitor?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was
I
a
don't
scuffed one,
understand,
but
General.
I could have probably done that a
Another
lot
one
cleaner.
pretended to betray. I do not believe you. At the Emperor's command, we were sent to quell the border conflict. Yet found all quiet there when we arrived. As per your orders, we had with us your written commands, permitting us to withdraw and return through Vitellon.
You pop them out, I'll slide them on, kiddo.
But on the way, we were ambushed by bandits, who took us by surprise and stole the written commands.
Inside of tires. There's
It was
little
Scalpel,
grooves.
who was scouting nearby, who
Lines.
saved us.
I mean, little ridges. Line them with the grooves on the tire, and they'll slip on easier.
Even though I was wounded, I knew I had to get to the Imperial Palace. But there, I was arrested for aiding you in the crimes against the Empire that they said you were guilty of. It was Pavel who saved me, Great General.
Well, I
He
don't know
told
how to
me how all
more
this was
clearly
a plot by the
explain
Emperor.
something so
The
fundamentally
moment
simple.
he sent us to the borders, we were to be labeled as
On
traitors.
the inside of tire, there's little
I swear to you,
ridges. One,
Pavel,
2, 3.
my old friend. Time for
There's
regrets later,
2,
General.
3 grooves on the
I don't
rim.
think those bandits were
Try to
active on that
line
road.
them up,
They're called the Knives
and
Vale
they
Gang,
will slide
and their
on
lair is a place
easier.
called...
Richard.
Ridges, not riches.
Are the richest high?
At first, they were just the usual
Hello,
borderland who gives
Regis.
them
How
their
do you
orders.
do,
Their leader, Maluka, is his...
Hmm.
Why did the Emperor betray... You were a hero to the people of... He
Feel
had to
on
make you
the
a traitor.
inside.
With your commands stolen by his bandit allies.
Waka waka waka. What did he tell you? Your butt stinks and you gotta go kill something?
Pretty much. A bunch of people,
Got it.
people, go kill those people.
What the hell's even going on? I have no way to. I haven't been paying attention to any part of the story.
Pretty much mages. He was a war hero. He was betrayed. Shit happened. People are lying to each other. Kill everything. All bitch.
Yeah, but are they trying to like make something happen?
He's trying to get revenge, just plain and simple. He's just out to kill whoever betrayed him. Nothing like fancy about what I'm understanding.
But what about the bad guys? What are they up to? Are they trying to summon something, or are they just trying to
to be honest
power?
With you, I'm not 100% sure myself.
I see you're trying to sidestep the question because you didn't know.
Most of the stuff I'm gathering so far right now is wait, what is it at the beginning of the game? You were framed, or you're like a traitor or something like that, or you're framed as a traitor. Your Osmar is like was your best friend. He's a mage and shit like that. I guess he's the one that betrayed you. Your fucking when you're being like dragged up like the mountain. Oh, what the fuck was that? I stopped for a second. When you're being dragged up the mountain and all that shit goes south, and then you're like on death's door, and this thing right here, the Blade Phantom, which is like multiple people, is like trying to take your body over because it needs a host in order to get into our realm. So we're the host, and instead of being like, oh no, fuck that shit, we make a deal with them. We'll kill a bunch of people.
I like the dark.
I might.
Yeah, pretty much. Ooh.
It'll be useful.
Yeah, there we go. New region.
Or is it more like the Forspoken?
Another one I do want to play.
Yeah, I downloaded it, and then I think I watched the part where she, like, I mean, because, like, it just starts off with a bunch of cutscenes, essentially. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So I think I got to where she gives the cat away, and then gets transported, and I was like, I think I'm done. It's like, I can't do this unless we're trying to make content with it. I was like, I just can't bring myself to, in my own time, stomach this game.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of those ones we'll play together, and I don't know if I want to be the one playing it or if I want to force you to be the one to play it. Because once we
I'd gladly, yeah.
yeah, once we get a capture card for you and all that, we can start like showing people your, POV, if you will. That's a giant fire breathing something over there. I've seen it. Phantom. Yeah, no, okay, so I never swapped back over to Kesha.
Yeah, sure.
I
can't even remember that bitch's like hell vicious.
To the others.
Okay.
It warps
I wonder if you could turn the damn things off somehow.
Oh, fucking blood coming towards me or whatever. Like, I thought it was an enemy attacking me. I tried to dodge my own XP.
It's like, no, I don't want to level up, god damn it. I can't wait to finish this tomorrow. But yeah.
Fucking Mario.
Yeah, I'm like with these engines all there. Get all these other plastic things away. Just throw them in the trash for right now. Seeing that our recycling's filled.
Actually. Alright.
I mean,
We got this. Breathe. Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. Go fuck yourself. Headshot. Oh, fuck. I learned it the other archer, yeah.
it's like...
Oh, well, he keeps shooting the little pillar, so I'm gonna let him do that.
I've never really seen any, like, shorts or anything like about that. It was just, like, villains talking about their castle design and shit. Obviously, this is a big ancient place, and so to rout enemies, but, like, there's so much more like open area that they could then traverse. Like you could just walk on the railing.
And it would be
Well,
very
okay,
Right.
go around the
useful
fire
in our
then.
mission.
Or you could
There's-
put like, you know, bear skins and hides and other shit like that on the inner part of the shield so you can just like block the fire and
The
just walk
spirits here.
past it.
There's a
But-
power here affecting them.
It's like I just want to see villains in video games get together and talk, and they're just like swapping ideas about their layer design and how they keep intruders out and how any of that makes sense, you know. Just like that one room when you're fighting the albino guy, the guy with the hammer and nail, in the bag. Why it would be separate levels like that? It made no sense. There's just like a ladder going up. You enter into like what looks like a grand dining hall, and maybe that's what it was supposed to be. It was like a raised stage for like the king or whoever to be up on the higher, and then tables are supposed to be down on the lower part. But it didn't really seem like that. It didn't seem like an actual dining. So it's like, who created the space and what was its purpose? It was just like two different little split level. You know, it's a split level thing. For what end? Is it supposed to be performances were done there? Like, you know, they did plays and shit like that, and then people just stand out there in the audience? What's going on?
Yeah, apparently.
Like where are the rotating fire things getting all their fuel from? Is there like a big reservoir of like just gasoline or oil and shit like that underneath, or?
I got you. Yeah, apparently the thing that we fought, the little goat guy, was like a spirit or something like that. Come
Oh, I see
on.
you're fighting the Grey Hulk. Fighting the Grey Hulk.
I don't understand like the hitboxes sometimes. Like, I dodged to avoid the attack. I didn't take any damage, but I got the plague debuff, which is usually like, oh, you took damage, and it's like, so did I take damage or did I not take damage? Because if the thing's building up, saying that I took damage, but
I'm noticing while you're playing this game, it's just any kind of effect or debuff or status ailment or whatever. You just take build up if you're near the enemy that has it.
because
Like sometimes you just take it because you're near them. And even when you're blocking, you're still building your gauge. So it's like things like fire make sense. It's like, ooh, if it's really hot fire, you know, that kind of seared me as it went past. So I'm getting some heat build up. But when shit like, I guess plague makes sense as well. But I mean, you got like thick ass armor on and shit like that. It's like, are you breathing it in? It's like,
Right.
how's it gonna get to you? Is it soaking through the pores on your face? Do you need to exfoliate or something to cleanse? Khazan's the greatest exfoliator.
yeah, there's just I don't.
Get rid of the weight.
It's like
Get my
weird.
glory streaks.
It's just weird how like some of this operates because it's like I'm not understanding how I play these games. They're like, oh, no, oh, there's an item down there. Can I break that? Yeah, I can. Like that's how like I think that's any Souls player. You stop and you really take the time to like figure out how your the Fallen Lord. Okay, cool. I have that armor set now. Like how like there are hitboxes work and your invincibility frames and this and that. But this game just does not. At times it's like I get it, and then other times I'm like I don't understand a fucking thing. Like how did I get hit? Why did I take damage?
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird on how some of it operates. Why do I feel like we're gonna? Oh, you got a shield.
You're here? Be gone!
I don't wanna.
So like, I shall approach cautiously. He's doing the same thing too. He's like trying to see what your moveset's gonna be.
Okay. I love when I hold my guard down. I don't recover any stamina. He holds his down. He's a-okay. But it doesn't matter because I got the fucking...
Maybe that's. I was gonna say maybe that's what the last guy that you just fought was trying to teach you about what's going on. What's going on with the
Probably.
mechanic.
most likely.
And that's just another way they're gonna pad difficulty. Is just like, oh well, they'll just get their stamina. They just keep regenerating their stamina. So what bugs me about this is, why aren't these archers behind the things that are supposed to protect the archers?
What, these things?
No, they're the down the steps. There were the right between those two columns right there. Those things. Yeah.
Because they're specters. They're not actually humans.
You know, I guess I'll just go kiss my ass then. Just go flat out fuck myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I could do that.
Fuck yourself? I don't even.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever want to. Like, I mean, I have a hard time understanding how anybody else throughout my life has ever wanted to do that.
I mean,
Let alone myself wanting to do that.
I mean, technically, you do it every
One
time
of
you
them's a trap.
masturbate.
One of them.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, technically every time you like,
This-
yeah, you masturbating, you're technically fucking yourself.
No, it's not. That's just rubbing some part of your body until you're happy.
I mean,
I mean, so then the same thing. If you're massaging yourself, are you fucking yourself?
yeah.
This is just because he came. Yeah, so like a breeze was against my shorts. You know, I go out to like, I don't know, Iceland or something like that. And I just stand out there and let the breeze just whip against my shorts, and then I'm like, I fuck
I mean,
myself. Or the wind
yeah.
fuck me.
I was gonna say if you jizz yourself, then yeah, technically you're 100% right. Okay, fall damage.
What if you do that thing where you just do Kegels and then you just like, you know, sit there and you know, contract that muscle there until eventually you're like, stop fucking yourself. You know what I'm talking about. I think every perverted guy, every guy that's a real guy out there has done that. You just sit there and you just keep watching it to see if you can make it happen.
Oh, just doing Kegel exercises in general? Yeah.
Or not just Kegel, but like, it's hard to explain.
Alright, let's look.
What you got going on? Oh,
The
let's
relic.
split.
It belongs to
Oh, now I got
us.
two guys. Oh, they're just regular old dudes. Oh, are they gonna transform and become one?
Yeah, that's gonna be
Get one of them. Well, I was gonna say, are they Bornstein and Schmog?
1, 2. Of course. I seen it coming, but my guy was like, "Oh, you want to get the fuck out of the way? Nah, we're good." This is definitely not the boss.
It's when you try to take the Lokiv up there. Loki's gonna appear and it's like the Tesseract.
Pretty much.
Foolish old witch.
Yeah. No. No.
You gotta fight her? Or they gotta summon something from it. Oh, no, it's not the Tesseract. It's the little puzzle
These
from freaking
trifling
Yeah.
things
Hellraiser.
made you so slow.
Alright.
Watch
you're good.
your tongue.
I'm gonna take a break. I'll be right back.
At least my come and see me as soon as you return to the
Really?
crevice.
It was a psychobilly freakout.
Yeah. Move to the crevice.
Luckily, the Collider box appears to be fully intact. It's the ultimate catalyst, able to alter. It will need some additional material if you bring me what I need. What's wrong with you? The o-
Okay. Can I just like... Um... Gotcha. If I want to jump it up to that. You think? Okay. Nope. Big man about a horse.
Your seat.
Someone made it to the realm of the living.
Oh,
Two, three, four, five. So I need four more. With that dumbass. Get an armor set.
What is that powerful energy? The leader of the Dragonkin, perhaps?
That energy I can sense. It feels like his Mars. But how can that be?
Yeah. Alright.
The power of his Mars.
3 more.
That annoying scholar Defrona was right. That device you
I really wish I would have sent the guy here every time. Like, put me on the other side. Fucking crash out with things at. If anybody's watching this, I'm just doing this till he gets back.
What is that powerful energy? The leader of the Dragonkin, perhaps?
That energy I can sense. It feels like his Mars. But how can that be?
Oh, okay, you're back.
Did you restart the game or something?
No, I unlocked a really good armor set, and the only way I can get the pieces for it is fighting him. I got back.
Oh, gotcha. I'll return again. All I got to do the same thing I just did. I'll be right back.
Alright.
No. The power of his Mars.
Ah, shit, I didn't get it.
That annoying scholar Defrona was right. That you What is that powerful energy? The leader of the Dragonkin.
This is real sad. I'm just farming the guy now. You know what I mean?
Hmm?
That
Oh,
energy
you
I'm
missed.
super farming up there.
it feels like
Yeah, you
his
just
Mars.
missed the really embarrassing one where in the second phase he didn't hit me once because he couldn't even get out of my stun lock.
Like I said, numbers.
Mm-hmm.
After you did it one time, you're gonna go through when you're okay, one of
Yeah, sure.
it, right? On hard. I think how would that work, especially if you get like the little elemental build-ups. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Is that considered being
Damn near impossible on that one.
No. The power of his Mars.
Oh, you even get health back now from
Oh,
damage enemies?
no, only when I do the brutal attack.
That annoying scholar
And that's what that
was right.
little thing is whenever I like rotate backwards and all that and I turn red, I'm doing the brutal attack. I just upgraded it. With the spear you go into this thing called what's it called? Full moon or something like that? Moonlight. And basically you have like a little after image, but this one over here, this right here. So whenever I do like a brutal attack or whenever there's stamina, like I'll waste my entire moonlight because it has like 30 seconds on it, and I'll do bonus damage. But with this thing that I bought, it however much moonlight I have left out of the 30 seconds, about like 25 seconds, it increases the damage even further. So it's kind of like a cool way of like, oh, I have like a bunch of this built up, so I can just waste it all at once. I'll do them a few more times, and then we'll move on. I think I need 2 more.
You can just keep playing it.
Because I know some people are like, oh, he's farming, and it's like, yeah, because I'm an old school RPG player, and I know when I like something, I will farm for it.
Well, unless somebody said that in the chat, then I don't think anybody's saying that.
Well,
Well,
you got the Souls players that are like, oh, you farmed XP to level up to get 1 more point in your vitality.
But yep. The video game with mechanic. I'm gonna do it. And if they didn't want you to do it that way, then they would make it much harder and some roadblocks and barriers in the way of being able to do that. I mean, two fighters going to the ring. Everybody out there talking about how one grew up privileged and had the money for, Olympic training and stuff like that, and the other guy just grew up on the streets.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how sad that is now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, oh, if you see that, but where he's
Yeah,
like
I saw it.
back there dying.
He's like, Ninja Vanish.
Come on, game. Give me what I need. I need 2 more, and that's it. But yeah,
I found like
go.
some interesting little information today about I'm sure you've heard about. Okay, so I'll just have some like preamble. Years ago, in my early 20s, I was working at Target. New guy worked there. I can't remember his name, but he was like, "If you like horror games, there's a new one coming out on the Dreamcast. If you got one." It was like Ringu or something like that. I was like, okay. Many years later, I eventually got a hold of a copy of Ringu for super cheap. Or the Ring Terror's Realm.
Yeah.
For the Dreamcast. And so, I was listening to, there's one YouTuber that, I like her channel, her channel, named Tango Mushi.
Yeah.
And, they also, like, covered, it's hard to find people do, like, a thorough review of that game, Hungry Ghosts, that came out in Japan on the PS2. They don't really necessarily focus on just obscure stuff, but on occasion they do. So they did one for all the Ring games that have come out, all the way down to like pachinko ones and stuff like that. Cell phone ones for the Wonder Swan, or Super Wonder Swan, whatever. Anywho's, they managed to get the voice actress that plays Meg, the main character in the game, on her show, on their show, and tell their story about how the voice acting gig went down, and basically it was just like she was in Tokyo or whatever, as a comedian, an actress, you know, whatever, trying to make it big in a different country as someone from the States. Years ago in like the late 90s. Ran across the guy because he liked her voice, offered her 30,000 yen to go back to the studio, and it was just like a one-bedroom or studio apartment. There's like an Apple computer in the corner, and just handed her a page and had her. Apparently, the reason why the voice acting is so bad is because this dude just went out there, scrounged together people, had them come back to his place, read the lines with no context or anything or voice direction, and then recorded them, and then that's how the voice actors got their
Are you fine?
I thought it was my daughter. I wasn't quite sure she was there. Yeah, so he offered her the 30,000 yen, which would be about like what, $300, something like that,
Hmm.
or $3,000. She said something that it would take care of like a month's rent. But I can't visualize the conversion right now. Anyways, and then he didn't even pay her for it. Had her just one and done it in his studio apartment. She chose. He's like, oh, it was in Roppongi, and she lived somewhere else, so she had to take the train back. And it was late at night when they finished. So he's like, oh, you can stay here. So it's like starting to turn into a creepy little horror story itself. She's like, nah, I want to go home. And so she leaves, and then he doesn't have the money to pay her, so he just dug out some headphones that he had in the closet, some nice Sony headphones, and gave it to her as payment. It was like a gift, as like a thank you.
What is that?
So apparently she never got paid money for her first video game voice acting gig. And she's since been in other video games voice acting and has gotten much better, but yeah, it was fascinating to learn about that story of how, and I'm assuming all the other voice actors in the game have a very similar story to tell. And then also on top of it, the whole game itself looks like they got the rights or were asked to make their ring game. And so whatever project they were working on, they just retooled it for that game. And that's why there's things like the mutated units in it. There's other assets like military uniforms and ammo types and stuff like that that never got used because initially it was supposed to be the lady worked in the lab, the main character worked in the lab, and then there was an outbreak, pretty much like this and stuff like that. So and then they just retooled it for the ring.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah. I love other people and like their how diligent they are with uncovering information and then being able to report on it. Obviously, you can't trust every video that you hear.
Right.
But when you actually have the voice actors show up on the channel and be like, yeah, this was my experience. But yeah, that was fun. Buddy, do you got something stuck under there? Do you need help? I also hope people out there, if there is anybody listening, or anybody listening in the future, they get the fact that we're going for, my brother and I spent a lot of time, especially my brother, oh, there's your porch pie. Because of the age difference, we spent a lot of time watching video games, and then it became part of what we did, just, damn it, he would visit me during the summers where I lived, and we just both sit on the couch playing different things. And so that's kind of the whole vibe that we're going for here is...
Yeah, it's just two dudes sitting on the couch playing a game.
Yeah. So sometimes, if you're just wondering why the hell you hear my voice and why he's not doing this by himself, it's because, yeah, we're going for that. We're going for the two brothers gaming it up, talking about the dumbest shit that crosses their mind.
Yep. and all the things. Okay.
And all the things in between.
But like the whole streaming thing, I always kind of felt like is I've said it to people before, but gaming can be one of the most sociable things, and also one of the like least sociable things,
Private
right?
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
like depending on your experience, what games you're playing,
right,
or even how you're feeling at the time.
right. Because I mean, you can go and play like MMO and make a bunch of friends and a bunch of people and talk to them and this and that, or you can just go play, you know, a RPG where you don't have to talk to a single fucking person
There's
ever.
energy I can sense.
And so,
It feels like his Mars.
my whole thing with it is always felt like, yeah, you just get to sit down and watch some other dumbass play a game that you like. Probably worse than
I just hate the fact that we got to this so late, because as streaming became more popular, which has been popular for quite a while now, but I'm going back a decade plus, right? The fact that when I found out about it, I was like, oh, so it's just a bunch of little brothers watching their older brothers play video games, just like my brother always did.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and so like I just realized like, shit, we had been doing it before, and we didn't even get paid for it. You know?
Right. Oh yeah.
But here we are, making up for lost time. We ain't got shit else to do. What are we gonna do? Go out there and work? Fuck that. Nobody wants to do that anymore.
Not only that, it's just we like doing this. Might as well do it.
Yeah.
Might as well do something that we like doing and try to have fun at it. Because life sucks
Then,
otherwise.
Like you were saying, I don't know. My life's always been video games.
Oh, I just mean like
I always
meaning
find
working.
Yeah. Sorry.
Another one. Give me that one.
Video quality today is just terrible. I gotta
Yeah.
check my power. I'm wondering if our neighbors are like leeching our Wi-Fi. Because every once and again I see you know, like you cast to a television from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I have to like, it's on a rare occasion, but it'll pop up on the top right of my screen, like asking permission. I'm like, no. Like, I don't know what y'all are doing over there. Fuck you. I don't know what you're about to send me. So I'm like,
Yeah, but hopefully I get this last one and then I can build that, do a little bit more, and we might go shoot some stuff. But yeah, no,
I don't know if I'm feeling Risk of Rain tonight, because I'm still salty about that from last night. I'm more than happy to just watch you make more progress in this. I'm a little salty. We can always come back to that shit. And yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, like you were saying, sociable. Like, I mean, for us, it's because we're not super sociable. I mean, I love talking to people, and you know, people like talking to both of us. And there's always something interesting going on in somebody else's life, or something they've experienced, or what they do, or whatever. I find little nuggets of intellectual interest in all people, all things. Like, I'm never, you know, you talk to a guy that loves football, try to talk to him about, I don't know, on theory, he's like going to roll his eyes and then he wants to talk about football. But for me, I want to hear about quantum theory, I want to hear about football, I want to hear about everything. Like, I just want to soak it all up in. That being said, when we usually game, it's usually the two of us. Because a lot of times, other people can be a real headache.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're not like familiar or friends with them or anything. Just like randos can be a big headache. And so playing games and doing this is just a great way for me to from opposite ends of the country to staying be connected to each other, socialize with each other. You know, that'd be great.
Here you go, bitch boy. Yeah, once I'm done fighting this thing. Come on.
Oh, I watched some other video. and it was about like failed public art installations, and one of them was, and obviously you're gonna guess exactly the first thing that people started doing when you hear about it. There was this thing set up called Portal, and it was a
Yes, there we go.
live webcam feed of people in Dublin, Ireland. They could look into their portal, and then you could see them. They could see you.
Yeah,
People
where
in New York,
people,
and then vice
yeah,
versa.
I know exactly what you're talking about. People were like doing weird shit on it, and they had to like close it down or whatever, right?
Well, what they did, they closed it down after like a week because people in Dublin started sending like pictures of like the 9/11, the Twin Towers, like up in flames and smoke and shit like that. It's like, come on, and like in the mooning each other and just like showing their breasts. So they had to do a thing where like whenever something got too close to the screen or the cameras, it would blur whatever's there, just so that people couldn't show offensive images like that. And then within a week, they closed it down completely, and now the New York portal is in Philadelphia. You know, I'm
Yeah.
pretty, yeah. There's some rough and tumble motherfuckers there in Philadelphia, so I think they can handle any.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like a cool idea, but it's just sad that that's the first thing that people go to is just trying to offend. And well, the first thing people are doing, like, "Oh, and then after that, just trying to like be like rude and just uncalled for like that. Like here we have this cool ass technology where you can see other people like halfway around the world in real time, and your first thoughts are to just offend them or, show shitty stuff.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's see.
And there's another cool one too. But let's see if you can guess what the first thing people started doing with this one. Once again in New York, and it kind of looked like, people joke that the whole entire structure looks like a shawarma, like not the sandwich, but like the meat on the rotisserie thing. And it's just a bunch of staircases that go up in like this kind of honeycomb hive structure, starting small and then getting larger as you get top. And it's just an observation piece. Like you can go up the steps, get higher up, look out around New York, and that's it. The staircases to nowhere, it's pointless. I dig that. I'm down for that. But what do you think is the first thing that people started doing?
Diner stuff, most likely.
Nah, just killing themselves. I mean, sorry.
It's,
First thing people started doing was going to the very top and then making a quick trip down to the bottom.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, yeah. So they had to like install netting and stuff like that in the very top floor because they couldn't really put it in there. They had to close off completely. So.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like,
Why would you choose that way to go? The thing only went up to about like 100 feet or so, maybe a little higher. It's like, you better hope it does what you're hoping it does, or hoping. You better hope that you're going to get the result that you want, because otherwise you're going to be in.
Yeah.
And that also reminds me of like, I'll tell this story. I'll stay away from certain words. I was moving from the East Coast out to the West Coast, and I stopped through Salt Lake City, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot a gun at the gun range I just saw. So I go out, and I go to the counter, and I'm like, yeah, I'd like to, I don't know, just fire a gun. And they're like, okay, first thing we got to do is a wellness check.
Gotta make sure
So
you're
they had
not.
to, yeah, they had to. They're like, hold on a second.
Nadine.
So they're like, we need to call somebody that, like, family, friends, somebody that can vouch for you to say that you're in a okay mental state. And the reason being is because the week before, or they've had the week before one of these incidents happened, but they've had a rash of these incidents where people are going there, renting the gun, and then getting the gun and the ammunition, and then just before going to the range, just
Finishing it off.
deleting themselves. And so like I had to like call my mom. You know, I'm like 30. I had to call my mommy on the other side, or almost on the other side of the country, and have them talk to some stranger at a gun shop. She's like, what? Okay, like, what's
Yeah,
this about?
I remember that shit because mom's like, yeah, he's fine. They're like, well, we just have to make sure. And mom's like, well,
Have a banana.
this,
It doesn't matter. Have a banana. Put some food in your belly. Sorry, confused her.
oh, you're fine. I got Mr. Fencer over here. Some vinegar.
But yeah, that was
Whoa,
fun.
whoa!
Call my mom out of nowhere to get to make sure that I was in the right mental state to be able to just randomly fire a gun in Salt Lake City, Utah.
That was like,
And then afterwards, I went home. I enjoyed some. I mean, went to the hotel room, enjoyed some delicious Chinese food. The next day, I left out, checked out the actual Salt Lake. There was this abandoned, like public space of some sort, like you know, where you could go, like a touristy spot. And so I was able to go there, and you could actually enter the building and everything. So I was just kind of like snooping around, checking stuff out. Walked a little bit out onto the Salt Lake itself, and where the salt flats, and it was fun. Good times.
I'm over here struggling fighting some fencer motherfucker.
Yeah, and he gave you the electrician status effect. So I mean, I hope you know you get some good work doing that. You go like rewire some people's.
Yeah, they brought in another favorite of ours, a quick enemy with hyper armor.
Oh, of course. What's this motherfucker about? Oh, I see. I hate the fact that I can't say magician anymore because it was so much fun, but it was that haters back off lady, Colleen Ballinger. She would say magician.
Oh.
And there's a couple things. Oh, or like, oh yeah, it's real good. And that we enjoyed saying because we watched the show, and it's stupid, but like it had its fun. Seeing a terrible person just in the show, a terrible person be a terrible person, but still like kind of make it, despite the fact that they had no talent and was just terrible, which kind of wound up being what actually happened in the end with her. So
That was
he just.
yeah, it was such a bullshit one too. He scooped at me and I fucking dodged backwards and it still got me.
Fuck you up, my kookery. Kookery. I always say kookery.
I do too. Okay, there's a fucking thing right there.
Now we're gonna have a long conversation about Kuru. Good night, Wendy.
Okay.
Love you. Do you know what Kuru is, sir?
What it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Sorry.
Because right now he did. One, please. Thank you.
Let's see. Yeah, what was I? Take that.
Kuru is when like cannibals in tribal areas eat each other and then they get like brain parasites. And that's Kuru.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It drives you crazy. Until all your shit shuts down. Because your brain's being eaten away.
So when you eat at Applebee's,
Yeah, pretty much.
no,
That's the one.
Apple thing.
I don't think they're gonna care or like to have anybody to. I mean, eventually they're gonna go the way of just like shit shutting down, like Red Lobster and all that stuff. That's another one of my favorite channels. One called The Company Man. I'm just giving shout outs everywhere, left and right, whenever I get on. I love watching his videos about like the decline of or the decline and rise again of different companies. And then also finding out what we'll go in depth on the research of like larger corporations own, you know, other companies as a subsidiary. And then that's usually interesting, you know, like Procter and Gamble, you know, a pharmaceutical company owns so many like restaurants and shit like that. So anyways, but yeah, Applebee's The only good memories I have of an Applebee's is like when I lived in Illinois, and I was friends with Josh, and he knew all the cooks in the kitchen, and so we could go there and basically get like dollar appetizers all night long.
Oh yeah,
Just
okay.
go there $10 and just order a feast of shit.
But I haven't really been to an Applebee's in like a good moment. Like,
There's no reason to. It's like not like you're going there and getting like. To me, it's yeah. Places like that are just so weird if you think about it. Because I know TGI Fridays is like that's what they were trying to mock in that movie Office Space or whatever. Because that's what that guy made that company for. It's like, oh, I noticed there's a lot of hot singles that don't have any bars to go to around there, so we'll start making our restaurants an attraction for hot singles. And then at some point, it just becomes a family thing, which all of them wind up doing. It's just like you gotta water it down or nerf it. That's where the whole idea of all the flair came from, is from the TGI Fridays. Anyways, that being said, yeah, Apple is like they had like that and TGI Fridays. You could basically get in the frozen food section, and it pretty much tastes just like if you go to the restaurant, because that's what most of it is. It's just
frozen shit
thawed
that
out,
they, yeah.
reheated shit that some company that makes the food for Applebee's and TGI Fridays and just like if you go to any random Chinese restaurant, right? That's not like an actual legit, hey, we make all of our shit from scratch kind of place. Your average takeout Chinese place, they're all getting the same shit from the same company, like McLean's or whatever it was called, and they're getting the same frozen chicken, the same frozen beef, the same frozen vegetables, and all that. So it's like, why bother going out, especially these days when like a fast food place can offer you like comparable food to a sit-in and dine place at the same price? I guess that's about the only thing that they got going for it, is that nowadays places like Applebee's or whatnot, like you go get a burger and it's only like $2 or $3 more than if you got a burger at McDonald's. So it's like, well then why would I just go sit down and go do my special night out?
Alright, you're fine.
I like those little specter balls we shoot. Oh man, he's getting all He-Man on you right there. He's like, I don't know power.
Like to be able to see game. Yeah. Oh shit. Of course.
I want to say that was probably like the last time I played an Applebee's as well. It was when I lived out there.
Whew. Oh, there's a paralyzed effect. I'll save those for that. I didn't forget what I know we're talking about Applebee's, but train of thoughts went like multiple locations.
Hey, no worries, man. Man, that's making me think about those chicken wings from that #1 walk place.
Oh yeah.
Not trying to think about fast food places,
Yeah, there's
they did that shit right. I don't know what their magic was. I wish I could figure out how they did it and replicate it so I can make that shit at home. Those things are amazing.
yeah, the Chinese place is pretty close to me. Ooh, shit. Okay, let's calm down. It's a really, really good plus joint. They, I don't want to touch back. There we go. And they make the wings similar to what we used to get at that place near Game Crazy.
It was such a good deal, man. You got 4 giant ass fried chicken wings, and then fried rice for just like $4.25. That was just amazing.
Yeah, they're unfortunately with how the way the world works right now. Oh shit. Okay, that was close.
Hey, did I ever tell you that the Game Crazy in Hollywood Video became a pizza. Well, the game preview is a pizza place now.
No, you didn't tell me that.
Hollywood. Yeah, the Hollywood, because I checked it out on Google Maps a year or two ago to see what it looks like now, and then like the Hollywood Video is some kind of like place, not a club, but like I think it's like kind of like fun-paid place or something, and then right next to it's a pizza place.
Okay.
Where the Game Crazy was. So now there's brick ovens and shit like that. Where I used to sit on my ass in the back office doing fucking schedule and shit.
That's probably put me at an advantage. Hey, who's Silver?
So did you? Wait, is this a side mission or is this making
No,
more
this is
progress in the game?
Making more progress in the game.
So you're in a very similar looking place, fighting.
I think we're supposed to be making our way through like a chunk of the area that we've been through. That makes any sense?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. It just seems all recycled again. It's like there's nothing newish looking to this whole area, or.
Yeah, well, we're still in the.
I thought you were in a cave.
No, we're in like a mountainside. It's just that there's spider enemies there.
Okay, there's all this. Okay. Well, excuse me, game, for talking shit before I got all the
They're
information.
like, yeah. Make sure you actually pay attention next time. Ooh, okay.
Kind of hard to, like I said, the quality I have going on here.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah.
you're at like
Yeah,
10 frames a second, and everything is pixelated to high hell, like it's in 480 resolution or some shit.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't. I'm still trying to.
I should be watching it on Twitch as well, so I can get a better video quality, and then also, you know, bolster those numbers.
Come here, come closer. Closer, no, come here.
Oh, no, they're going to have a conversation about whose club is bigger. That's interesting. Remember, the enemy is, it's a flat 3,330 damage.
I don't know if it's
When
like
you
based
drop
on my. Yeah, I don't know if it's based on my weapon or the damage multiplier. Either way, it's.
Well, yeah, it's based on whatever numbers, but whenever you drop down on somebody, it's always the exact number, no matter what the enemy is.
No, I want to pick that up. I keep on trying to hit circle to dodge. So, I forget what. I see your podcast. I forgot what other game I'm playing currently right now that has circle as dodging. Oh, this just loops back.
I see where.
Oh, well, it's that too, but it's something else. I see your punk ass. No, no, no. Really?
He said yes, yes, yes.
I mean, I know I had that fucking lantern, but like, I don't want to keep on having to swap back and forth between lanterns. Which I think is very dumb. I feel like if you bought the lantern, then you should.
It
Like,
should be on your hip. And it's always there.
oh no. The lanterns should combine together to create like one big lantern. So like, oh, it's like this one, you know, the undead one will like make sure the enemies, like the undead enemies, won't come back, and then the grave robber one will show me towards items, and then the coward one will show me invisible enemies and shit like that. And so it's like, I feel like they should all be one. Oh, give me 1 second.
I didn't know there was multiple lanterns, so I just thought it was the one.
Yeah, no, there's multiple ones. And I feel like they should be all combined together. But they're not. They're like separate lanterns, and I kind of find that stupid.
I gotta look into it, but I think there's supposed to be a new Captain Planet.
Oh, that's interesting.
He looks pretty gruff. Uh-huh.
Of course. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! The entire fucking arm you behind me. That was a rough one.
It looks like everything turned out just fine.
Climbing up ladder. Definitely got to re-roll this armor. Why do I feel like someone's gonna roll at me? To see if I can get like defense up, because my other armor had me at like at 2,000 something. This has me at 1,500. Oh, okay. So dropping that shit down on them hard will do a lot of damage. Cave leading to the city. Why did my elevator go back up? The boss fight.
There it is. I was gonna say this is feeling very Elden Ring right now.
Right.
Crystal mines and shit. Keep sending them down. I wonder if you can hit them from down here. I don't know. It's much further out. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Come on.
Wait, where'd that guy come from?
He's supposed to be coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's supposed to be coming from the ground because he's a necromancer. He's summoning him. But he. Great. This is gonna be fun. Alright.
You're only gonna have those little spots where they're. Yeah, there you go. I wonder if you could kite somewhere out.
Let's see.
He kind of went back to his spot. Unless it killed him, has it?
It did.
But I saw the magician back. No, not that one guy, but the magician. I saw him back up. Well, there's him.
See you later, dumbass. Apparently completed the training for the undead summoner.
Nice. Yeah, I was just about to read that aloud. Looks like it was golden. I caught it.
Oh yeah, it was.
Well, let's just watch his journey back up to get murdered.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh.
it was pretty bad.
Oh, look at him doing a little shuffle backwards.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's watch. No, no. I see him die.
No, he's just standing right.
Well, I got to see him die one way or another.
Oh, he's got the spirit thing up because my lantern's not next to him.
What a good spot.
Oop.
But you see how flat that hits the ground when it drops?
What?
Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it.
Yes.
Bonk.
Start rolling.
They hit it rolling. It's just like it was a box just being
Yeah.
dropped. And I was like, okay, now begin roll animation.
Roll. And nobody's pushing it. So it's
Yeah, there's no reason for it to roll.
I hope I'm safe here.
I would say by that. Let her stop it.
Yeah, so I have a repeat. I think it was like fucking like Dark Souls.
Oh, so I'm seeing the rats here. My boy, Goth Gamer Nation, Grimbeard himself. Whenever he finds rats in video games, he puts it on his little rat counter, or makes it like a special segment of his video. It's like, and now it's like he'll just be talking just out of nowhere, just like, and now it's time for Rat Corner. And so yeah, I think if he were to play this, which he would definitely not, he would enjoy the rats in there. There's some good rats, high quality. There's many of them. It's not just one. The only bummer is that you can't interact with them.
Well, I like also how like some of them are moving and like, who's this taking? Do I want to drop down there?
Yeah, you want to drop down there. There's a guy right behind you.
Does this take me back? Motherfucker!
It does.
Okay, so
I just saw the glowing yellow ball.
yeah,
But that was probably just a brazier.
Wait, where's the one guy?
You killed him. You threw the thing at him.
No, if you pay attention, whenever I kill him, if I don't like have the little lantern out, there'll be like a little blue spirit thing like pulling him back up, and it's like supposed to revive him. But I think
maybe he went on lunch break then.
Well, I think he tried to run up the thing and he got hit by the boulder, and we just didn't see it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so that's a shortcut back up. Or spooters. Preemptive.
Yeah, it seems like this. I don't know. I'm playing it, but doesn't it seem like this is a little bit. The game just suffers from a bit of pacing issues. Like it seems like they give you small areas to explore in the beginning, and as you go through, they get bigger and bigger. But then they also front-loaded a bunch of like boss fights and everything.
Oh yeah.
So that like brought you more into the game, or that it just felt unbalanced in terms of pacing.
Oh, me personally?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that I like fucking Neo, and Neo does that a lot too. I don't. What the? Can I attack?
He's got one move and he's gonna use it.
Well, it's not that. I'm like fucking slamming the square button, and my guy's like, whoop.
Yeah.
And I had stamina, but the game was like, but you don't. Fuck. I don't know, like, yet again, if you don't look at this as a Souls game and more like an action, you know, like kind of like a Neo, even though Neo is technically a Souls game. Okay, I gotta get the Spider Queen, bitch. I don't know, like I kind of like that it was like front loaded with bosses. Yeah, I figured. Fuck it. Oh, what the fuck?
Whoa. Well, all the spiders came out of all the eggs that you just ran past.
No, that's not what I'm wanting to fuck about. I got launched in the air with one of the attacks, knocked back down, and then smacked backwards. It's like they fucking comboed me.
They planned it all along. Like, watch, this bird's gonna come up here. Yeah. Wait, how were you able to do that?
I bought the skill.
Oh.
Yeah, I really need to put the stamina. Dumbass. Really need to put it back on. I like having the
Be able to run more than 20 feet without getting.
Well, not only that, I like the whole like stamina thing, or the frontal damage, doing more damage and shit. Fuck you. But I also just enjoy like having my stamina back. So yeah.
Huh? Not in place this time. Oh wait, this spot. I see. More up to the left.
Oh, okay.
Making me want to watch Arachnophobia. Not Arachnophobia. Eight-legged freak.
One of those movies, I don't think it did well when it came out, didn't it? Like everybody kind of like, yeah.
I think it made its money, but it didn't do as much money as they probably hoped that having David Arquette in there would do. Thought you had Carrior and fucking a very young Scarlett Johansson.
I thought it was funny.
It is hilarious, especially the part with the cat getting picked by the spider in the wall.
Uh-huh. Or like they're like fucking
and like the
fighting.
In the drywall, the cat imprint or whatever. Like,
Uh-huh. Then they're... Yeah.
By the way, if anybody out there is listening, a good back-to-back it would be watching that and Slither.
Oh,
and
fuck
I think you get kind of the same feels.
Yeah, fucking I love
Start with
Slither.
Eight-Legged Freak for the more lightheartedness, and then move into Slither for if you just want to...
Body horror?
Yeah. Feel your skin crawl, but have some good laughs.
Fucking,
I don't feel so good.
Shit, ugh. I have a strong stomach, and even I'm like, But yeah, the fucking... when Nathan Fillion's best.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than like, you know, Firefly, which is still one of my favorite ones. I was one of the unfortunate ones that did not get to watch it when it aired and shit like that. I just didn't know about it.
But it becomes harder to appreciate some of those older ones with
General Khazan, over here.
freaking what's his name? The
Hello.
guy,
I
the
wanted
creator's
to help,
name.
General.
Firefly
Oh, Josh
and
Whedon?
Buffy and all
I
that.
used to be
Yeah,
one of these
knowing
bandits.
that
I'm not proud of it.
well,
This
number
citadel
one, he's
is their
responsible
base.
for everybody
If you
being
make-
quippy all the time. And I finally
The
get
dragon,
what my
they were
coworker
supposed to be different, but in
hated
the end,
back in the
they
day
turned
was
out
talking about why
the
he didn't
nice
like
way of
anything
leading.
Josh Whedon.
Then something,
He just
no matter
foresaw
how hard I tried.
that all the characters were usually two-dimensional and quippy. And and then also the fact that there's lots of you know, not sexual assault, but misconduct allegations against him and his co-stars.
Nobody can just like fucking...
Yeah, nobody can just make something and not try to put their dick in it.
Yeah, just
You know what I mean?
chill.
Like, oh, hey, let's make a show. It's a good excuse for me to put my dick in stuff. Oh, let's make a movie. It's a good excuse for me to put my dick in stuff. Let's go work here. It's a good excuse for me to put my dick in stuff. It's like, just put your dick away and use it at appropriate times.
Like, fucking... What's up here? It's like, at a point, say, just chill, my dude. Oh, fuck that dog. Damage. Oh. Excuse me.
Those Jack Sparrow guys. Jack Sparrow comments. I don't know what I'm seeing right now.
Wait. What was the point? Oh, okay. You know,
You know? Well, yeah, there's no.
did you see this motherfucker?
Oh, he went ring a ding ding.
Can I do more than one stabby in my combo? I swear to God, sometimes my controller is like actively fighting against me.
Or it could be, you know, the casted arm.
And I use logic here. Which way am I going? Which way am I going? Which way am I going? Ah, you guess wrong.
You almost got your ankle though. Whew.
I was waiting for like one of them just. I was about to start full force running at her to cut her down. By the way,
How is she still alive? Why wouldn't she have been murdered already? She wasn't hiding anything or behind anything. They were just right there in the open.
because she's a
Were
female.
they protecting her? That's racist. They would have especially have already like killed her and then people unconscionable after her.
I think that's why they're trying to keep her alive, because they're about to. There's like stuff down there. I have to go down there. I thought I was done with this fucking area. I feel like them to shoot air.
Nah. Like story-wise, how do you feel like where you're at, percentage-wise?
Oh,
I can vibe that like after this, you're gonna have the Citadel, and that's gonna be it.
I
You're
would not
making your way downtown.
walking fast. Face is passing. I'm home. Where did you go, Mr. Dog? I'm pretty sure. Like I think when I looked at the thing, it was like I was like 17% in.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the game's longer than I thought it would be.
I'm pretty sure I'm like a third of the way through it. So. Our guys? There's our guys. So this leads me here. Okay. I see where I'm at now. Yeah, going back to what you originally asked me. I think it's okay in what they're trying to do with like the it's like a I'm going the wrong way. Like the bosses like front loaded and now the areas are getting bigger. Because at least like damn it. Story wise it makes sense what they're like story wise it makes sense. Like you know, you started off and like you're going up the mountain and you know, blah blah blah, and then you're like trying to find that fucking rat right there. You see him. Both of them.
No, he's a quantumly entangled rat.
He's
right.
Right. Holy shit. Like at least story wise it makes sense, but yeah, it does seem a little weird. Just like it's very like okay to me. Like I'm more like okay, like this is weird that like small stages, big fights. Now it's big stage, big fight. Oh, he got a lot. Oh, he's one of those. Okay.
It could have just been one of those things where they're like, hey, they want to get some attention. Like they knew what kind of game they were making.
Right.
Like, yeah, if we put a bunch of, I remember, you know, Kong kind of did that too, right? You got like a lot of small little.
Their stages got bigger like throughout the game and stuff like that.
Well, and you got like a lot of little bosses at the front that became more. It also. I just looked it up. Apparently, just going straight down the main stage for like 30 hours. So, yeah, it's definitely RPG to the max.
Yeah, because I think one of the guys I seen playing through it, he was where'd like I already put down there. He was like on a stage that was like level 100 and shit like that, and the stage I just clicked was like level 49. So, oh, there's the door. I will say this much, like I said before, playing it more and actually finding the groove of the thing. Like I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is like the best Souls like that's come out so far," and it's like I do agree. Like, because I can't really count Lies of P because that was last year. You can't count Wukong because that was last year. But it is the best one so far. I do think it is a pretty fun game. I'm still standing on my little soapbox of like it could be a little bit harder, but I also haven't unlocked hard mode. So maybe hard mode is just like, you know, making
Yeah, because I mean, in all honesty, you say that, but I can see the average gamer that picks this up
motherfucker
would not necessarily agree. From what I'm watching, seems like there's a lot of frustration early on that most people usually don't like to get past.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. That's don't bitch. That's what I'm saying. Is like, I mean, somebody who
I think this is one of those games that it's going to be at a certain point that you've already passed. Is going to turn more people off than entice people to continue playing.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, because I know like a lot of people are like,
well, that's what you said about RPG, and that's where you gotta probably have that mindset, is that it's an RPG, so you need to go back and grind stages before you move forward, which is a little unlike what you were doing initially.
Right.
And, I think that's what they were trying to promote with the smaller stages. Is to just go back here, farm this for a bit, but then I could see that putting people off as well.
Well, like, I know, like, everybody's biggest thing right now with their, like, which I kind of think is a stupid argument when I see people argue it, where they're like, they did an easy mode, and it's, like, the game, and it's like, okay, so, here's the thing, right, because I'm not obviously showing it here, I went back and started the beginning on easy mode, and you know the biggest difference between easy mode and this? Easy mode, a lot of the bosses, like I got to the same boss and actually was under leveled, is he does way less damage to me, and he has, like, I think pretty much 50% less health than he does on normal mode. And it's like, that's the thing that everybody tries to, like, is trying to explain to people who are like, oh, we want an easy mode in a Souls game, is that a lot of the games, like, it's hard to do that with leaving the challenge, because I even noticed on the easy mode, much like most games when they have an easy mode, the enemies attack less frequently. And so it's like, yeah, like, of course it's easy to make an easy mode when the whole point of it is getting rid of what the game wanted you to do, or wants to accomplish. Now, that's the thing that, like, we were talking about. What the fuck?
That's also a thing from software. They don't want to just make a game. They also want to make an experience. It's worked out well for them because that's what's made their company grow, is the experience.
Right.
Not just the gameplay. And I mean, yeah. So for them, they care more about the experience overall,
right?
Than all that. This is, you know, anybody can make difficulties, and it usually involves like less aggressive AI, damage AI that does less damage, and you taking less damage. I mean, you them having less health.
Right, and that's the thing. Is like, I don't. Yo, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, because I don't want to diminish like what they're trying to accomplish with this, because I do really think it's like a great game on normal mode. Like easy mode, as somebody who does play easy mode games sometimes, like sometimes I just want to play through a game and just have fun, and I don't want to sit there and stress out playing on hard mode or, you know, whatever. So I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I just want to fucking play this game, have fun.
Yeah. If you already beat it before, it's like your multiple time through, or sometimes I just want to jump into something I love, survival horror games, but I don't always want to play them on the the highest difficulty. Sometimes, and that's what was beautiful about like different games just have different things. They don't always have to have a difficulty though. Like Silent Hill 2 is a good example of like you could choose your level of combat and you can choose your level of puzzles. The new Prince of Persia game is a good example. You can choose how much enemy health you have, the damage the enemy does, and damage you do.
Right.
And it's been adjusted for that, but usually from software games are bigger than that. And when you get big, you have to do like what Khazan's doing here with the RPG elements. Whereas Elden Ring is still like, or from software games are still like handcrafted for the experience. It's like, yeah, if you know all the enemy placements, and none of the enemies are really, basic enemies are ever really tough. You just know where they are, and you don't, you learn where everything's at. Then it becomes about the bosses, and then the bosses are like built in a way that no matter what your skill level is, no matter what your level is, depending on what the amount of work you want to put in, will determine if you get past it or not. And so, do you want to choose to go level up? Do you want to choose to learn the boss's patterns?
Because it's one of those things that's like, yeah, can that shit be said about like an Elden Ring or Souls game in general? It's like, yeah, like a lot of the same same transfers out. What are you trying to tell me, Lantern? Some close by that I need to, a lot of this shit can be said about the same game, but it's like the biggest thing that like makes them like stand apart is like.
Sorry, that was cute.
Oh, me stabbing the wall.
And all I had to do was open it.
Yeah, well, it was glowing, so I thought, it's like it's one of those things where it's like if you're a Souls fan and you play this, you'll start seeing it immediately, right? Of like the stuff of like, okay, like it feels Souls-like, and it's like it's almost there, but there's a lot about it where you're like, okay, it feels more on the RPG side, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
No, it's not. You can tell they just clearly wanted to make a melding of traditional like Devil May Cry style and Souls-like.
Right, and
I in that kind of way.
And exactly, and I personally think they did a really great job because, like I said, like,
Well, do you think they're done a great job with creating an interesting, different world?
The fuck?
Not stylistically, but what the hell?
Rock. Okay, I thought I thought like the castle was falling apart, and I was like, am I like on a time limit? Should I be sprinting?
I just thought it was a fucking glitch that you ran across and like.
Yeah, it was not a door. So, I'm sorry. What was your question? Do I feel like they made an interesting world, or?
Yeah. Do you think the world that they made is compelling?
I'll say this much, because me with like this stuff. I have gone back and read the note, like
lore tabs or notes and stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I've read some of them. I haven't gone back and read all of them, which I need to.
Oh, wait. There you go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, well, it looked like you had ample time to get in there anyway. So.
World-wise, yeah. Is it as much as like interesting as something like Souls like games, where like they leave it kind of ambiguous and make you like, oh, like what's going on over here, and like why is this person dead, and blah blah blah. Not really. They don't have like the same like writing as a Souls game. But fuck, I'm gonna get my ass tore up in here. Yep. Okay. Whew. So like the whole like world building thing that like the Souls game has, not really, but that's also the thing, is that it doesn't, it's more story driven. It's much like Sekiro, where it's like everything's more front up, and so they're not really trying to go for that with like the story and like the lore behind everything. So it's kind of hard to judge it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like story wise, I'm intrigued about what's going on. Okay, he's an elite, and I want to know more about what's going on and shit like that. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, it's just as good as a Souls game, because motherfucker.
Yeah, I know they have scatter notes and all that, but it doesn't. They have like, you know, you can tell story about like the environments and whatnot. You know, battles were fought here, this and that was fought there.
Yeah, like
We're
there's.
done here, but it seems like they're.
Like, I think that's one thing that kind of shows a little bit is like, okay, so that's an elite enemy, right? And you know, Souls has that. Like, you know, you have like the big guys that once you kill them, they're gone. And Neo did it too with like the special yokais and shit like that. Going from something like Souls to this with like those elite enemies in like a Souls game is like terrifying. You're like, fuck. Like, you ran across it, you're like right now I have one healing, and with like a Souls one or even Neo, it was kind of like, ooh, do I really want to go that way, or do I have to go that way? And you're like, man, I gotta go that way, and so it's like nerve-wracking, right? This one right here, it was like some of them are like a little nerve-wracking, but most of the time it's just because it's like they're just gonna spam their attacks to my attacks, so I don't ever feel like the true nerve-wracking feeling. No, you don't. No, you don't. Bitch.
Yeah, I mean, this just seems more to me like they just wanted to make a hard action role-playing game.
Right. And like, and they
I it'd be more akin to Elden Ring than other Souls games.
Okay, let's get in here. Let's take it in. Let's take it into the corner.
Also, seems like maybe they initially set out to make a Souls game, but then like maybe Elden Ring came out, or they realized they couldn't quite do it. That's why they had like the 3 different weapon types, and it's like, hey, let's go into more. That's not even a
Yeah, he's like the version of that one guy, but faster, pretty much, and it's like fighting him in that room is kind of a bitch, and I should let him in there. I thought I had more of my little fury shit. That one I still like. I thought I turned that shit off, but that shit is like the one thing I do not like. I don't mind.
Auto.
Yeah, because like when it like auto targets, like after I kill an enemy, it will swap to another enemy and shit like that. But like sometimes, yeah, sometimes it'll swap to like the one that's farthest off. Now, granted, I know he was like the only guy there, right? But it's like I've had it happen, you know, where it swapped to like an enemy farther away from me, and I'm like, why are you doing that? And then like I time my dodge to go, you know, to the right, and then the game's like, oh, but you're looking at the guy over there, so now you have to go backwards because backwards is right, and it's just like, I mean, that's a small gripe. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's like a game, like that.
No, yeah.
It's like, it's more like, I know I can turn it off, and I just keep forgetting to turn it off. Sorry, I'm trying to look for the little.
I mean, from what I can tell is if you took it on its own accord, it's a well-crafted game. This would be the equivalent to me of like, I like to view video games as big release, B release, budget release. You know, back in the PS2 era.
Right.
So a budget release would be kind of Mario Mafia. A big release would be Final Fantasy 12. A B release would be Dot Hack. This just feels like a Dot Hack kind of level B tier game, but it seems like it's done very well.
Oh yeah, it seems like
you just gotta get past some
of like the weird stuff, and like it's one of the things that like I'm like a little intrigued about why. Yeah, I see you, Mr. Doggy. Like a lot of people are like praising it, which is like, yeah, they should. It's a pretty fun ninja motherfucker again. This time around, bitch. You got your fucking friends to back you up. Like a lot of people aren't talking about like some of the issues that I'm having, and it's like at first I was like, oh, maybe it's just like a me thing. And it's like, no, like there's a lot of people out there that talk about the problems, and it's like, so I don't know. What the fuck?
grapple move.
that I couldn't see coming.
Well, that's all their grapple moves, right? We've been saying that from the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna fucking die here. Okay, so we're gonna be cheap little bitches.
These little dust things. Those give you more than the dust things. Got it.
They give me like 500 hit points. Yeah. Yeah,
but yeah, like to me, this just is very screams like Chaos Legion, fucking Nano Breaker kind of level stuff. I mean, Nano Breaker. I mean, this is definitely more polished than Nano Breaker, but
I know what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, like I was saying, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff like I have issues with, and it's like some people aren't talking about it, and like at first I was like, is it just a me thing? Like, am I the one that's only struggling with this? And then like I see other people talking about it like on the forums and stuff like that, or like, you know, just talking about it in general, where it's like, no, these people have the trouble, and I think there's such a small little issue that people are just kind of willing to let it slide. And I agree with it. Like, you know, I do think it's weird that if you're not paying attention to it, there is a weird delay on button presses. Like, and that's, for something like this, is a very big deal breaker, or not deal breaker, but like a very, like, it can cost you your life in the game. Because, you know, I'll hit square, and sometimes my guy would just be like, no. And shit like that, or like, you know, and it's like, it mainly comes from after you're done parrying. That's why I think sometimes I don't parry, is because trying to parry, like after that I'm like, okay, now I need to hit square, and then like if you parry, your guy will slide back a little bit, and then I can't hit square afterwards. And it's like, is that supposed to happen? But then it happens on weaker attacks, not big hitting ones, and then sometimes it happens like when I get hit with an arrow, and it's like, I don't know if it's just like you have to finish the animation, whatever. It like I said, there's just small things like that. Other than that, like combat wise, yeah, when you actually get to the bosses, it's fun. Because it's like nerve-wracking and they're strong, but yet again, like we talked about, the biggest thing about the bosses is they're really not that challenging. It's more that they just have more health than you do, and so like over time it's just like, can I beat this boss before he wears down my healing items?
Pay for what was done to me.
Oh, he's got a scarred face, so he's a badass.
Who do you think would be more famous?
That are both shad.
Great General Khazan, hero of the Empire, or the man who killed
totally would have
him?
been you back in your pre-teen.
Oh yeah, probably.
I think they look hollow inside.
Okay. He recovers his stamina too fast. Okay, so this is like, I have to be hyper aggressive. Oh. Well, looking at the fact that he has a katana on his right side, or left side, I know what's going to happen here in a minute.
Yeah, either halfway through his health he's going to switch to that, or there's going to be two phases. We're just gonna do the thing with the guy from One Piece and just like put it in his mouth.
Oh, Zoro.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
No, impossible. This isn't how my story ends.
Don't worry, you're gonna get a chance to say that again, because I'm just like, oh.
How dare you do this to me?
There's the rub. Nah, he's gonna get stupid fast.
This is
Auto.
Okay.
chaos.
Somebody's been hanging out with fucking Jack from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, all this is basically just an alternate. And matter of fact, you could probably even like it in this game a little bit too.
We should have guessed.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay, we're gone.
Cool. That's a grab move. And I have chaos, which reduces my health.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they want you to do. They want you to, like, unlike with Souls, like, on top of it, you can just learn it and then get through it. Maybe make some small tweaks. It seems like they want you to run into a wall every single time and go back. Think about what you gotta do to move forward. Which forces you to not, like, oh, you know what I'm thinking of? That you buy your complaints? It's more like Dionysia.
Yeah, I'm fucked. Okay.
No, he's getting a fighting thing.
Just... Kill me.
So, if I'm not mistaken, this company seems like they worked on some Dynasty Warriors. There's that game you can find on the PlayStation Network called Shattered Galaxy. Ghost in the Shell. DNF Duel. A lot of FIFA.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Like FIFA ports, I'm gonna say, for like PC. So that might explain a lot of that. I'm looking to
Right.
look into this.
You got your bite here.
And the biggest game is DNF Duel, which I've heard of before.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what that is.
Because they got a lot of entries in that. There's a 2016 Ghost in the Shell game. Yeah, mainly DNF Duel.
Yeah. And it feels very much like that game, because I played the...
Yeah, I don't know if that was more like a fighter or
It's a-
quick-paced action game.
It's a weird one, because it's like a fighter RPG. Like you can like level up your fighter in that game, but it's like it is a...
There you go. Yeah, that makes sense. And then this is what they decided to focus on after it looked like that, and then probably after that Ghost in the Shell game they worked on, they moved into pre-production on this. That was back in 2016. And if I remember, we used to recall correctly, the trailer for this to like go back around the pandemic and everything, right? How am I mixing this up with like Code?
Probably mix this up with
I think I'm
Cocaine.
mixing it with Code Vein, yeah. I remember that Code Vein trailer, just the dude. Why not? I can be that guy right now.
Can I actually get a chance to attack?
What we're talking about with this, I very much had the same feeling when we were playing Code Vein.
There's nothing more fun than a boss that can reduce your health overall just from hitting you and do instant grapple moves. Yeah, okay, this boss is gonna be my least favorite one.
Yeah, because it just cheats you out of your health. Because they either want you to. Well, because all the ailments in this game just build up even if you block. I think it's that slow.
Yeah, because
I noticed the tiny gauge above your chaos, and then it finally starts. That's so stupid and shitty. I just noticed that. So like above your chaos, right?
there's a second bar.
very thin, and that is a countdown to when your chaos starts going down. It's like, come on, man.
Well, not only that,
Hey.
it's a countdown when my chaos will start going down, but it's also all ailments, including chaos, can be built up again, and chaos, I read the ailments, when it's built up, will keep reducing your overall health. It just
Well, then I
keep
wonder
going
if
up.
like it's just one of the. I think they want you to play more tactfully than the game wants you to actually do. They want you to have this little. It's like, okay, once again, Yakuza 3. Playing Yakuza 3, as you know. And they want you to. Once I learned that some of these, that they just want you to kind of like chip away slowly and make it feel like an epic struggle. That's when you kind of understand where they're coming from. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, this is what you want me to do. You want me to like do this little pop a little damage, back up, wait for him to come, dodge, do a little tap tap tap, and stuff like that. Whereas pretty much all the others is like, if you get in there, you get down and dirty, you can kick everybody's ass. You've got quick enough reflexes and stuff like that.
The only thing I'll say about
those things, like they want you to just, they want you to either go back, respec, and grind, or just. I would say they just want you to get good, but this is bullshit. God dang it.
Okay, that's some tracking I've never before.
Also, the other thing is one feature you haven't used at all from me watching you is that they make simply want you to summon people.
Nope, there's an achievement for not summoning anybody.
Yeah, well, I know you're not gonna do that, but I'm saying what they want you to do probably your first time is use those other people. I guarantee if you were to go back and play the same game, and every single boss you summon somebody, which would play more into the RPG element, right? You got a little party now. Yeah, I got discovered. It's like, oh, there's an achievement for not killing a single enemy in the entire game. You got it. Whenever I get that kind of like challenge, I'm like, not killing people. Okay.
That's the problem I have like with this game, the biggest thing. So his hits are delayed even further, right?
But then so are all your attacks. Okay. I'm glad they don't force. I bet you in hard mode they would have forced you to have to do something to you after that. I noticed that a lot of times you're left with 0 stamina and to recover, and they just attack you.
So he's parrying my stuff, so I can't wear his stamina down.
Yeah. I had a feeling that's what they were going to do. When he brought out the katana, I meant to mention, it's like, oh, I bet she's going to become a parrying god all of a sudden. But it seems like he's using that before, so. Yes, when he has a katana, Fury.
What? I got the brutal attack off and he canceled my brutal attack.
Probably just simply didn't register that you actually hit it back. Hit it down. Okay. Okay. This guy is the hardest Radon fucking fanboy. He's got the double short blades.
Yeah, I'm fucked. Oh, there's the stamina going back up. That's a mechanic that I think should be not in this game at all. You're supposed to
Hey, real
build
quick,
their.
before you hit anything, what's that little
Oh.
thing floating there?
My
what's your little
lantern.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, that's a mechanic I do not think should be in this game at all. Like, I know it's in Sekiro, but the best thing about that is you can negate that with certain attacks. I can't negate their stamina going up at all.
Well, like you said, if you probably could later with something when you come back through. My least favorite thing in the game is when it's like getting the ultimate weapon. Right? By the time you get the ultimate weapon, you've already done all the challenges. So
Yeah.
And so a lot of times in these games, they give you what you need for that thing after you've already done the thing, and it's like, well, once again, what's the purpose? I think this phase at the time, they just want to endure until he gets his little legs back out.
Jeez.
It just took away so much stamina. But yeah, to me, that's exactly what I'm supposed to do during that phase. Just endure his katana. Okay. You know, all these games would be so much more different too if you just turn on like the areas effects and the cones and the hitboxes and stuff like that. I know you usually can mod and do that shit in PC,
Right.
but on console you don't get that kind of luxury.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? It's much like the Viper guy. This guy's not hard. It's just all his attacks, like you said, chunk your stamina are bullshit. His mechanic is bullshit.
Yeah, you stamina. You also like whittle your health with like it's a matter of like how much more bullshit they can stack on top of each other.
Right.
As opposed to just good design. I think that's what a lot of people seem to miss when they make these games.
I don't know why my stamina is going faster this time around.
Because maybe as the chaos goes up, not only does it affect your health, but
Oh, that's not chaos, that's just him. This is chaos. Fuck. Well, that sucks.
it's also got pretty late for you. You want to call it?
Nah.
You're like, no, man, I'm beating this motherfucker right now.
That is the biggest thing that I fucking spun.
I do have to give them credit on this, though. You fail a boss fight, you get back into the action pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, you don't have to travel any kind of distance or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I'll give him that much at least, yeah.
Sure thing, my honey. I guess I'm gonna begin making some costumes.
Okay, well.
Can't come out with like George's butt. Terrible things are bound to happen to you.
Holy shit, I cannot judge that. He's in katana form, so I'm pretty much fucked. Just kill me.
Yeah.
Because that was an instant grapple, too.
Yeah. That's the thing that would just piss me off. I would fly into a rage over that shit.
Alright. You off.
Like the other one?
Of course. The hitboxes, man, I tell you.
Yeah. Especially with this shit. That's my least favorite thing that goes on in these kinds of games. When it hits beyond the visual cue. to go back and be a smartass. That'd be a real nice feature if you had a skill that allows you to use your little yellow diamonds to, if you did it at the right time, just negate damage.
I do.
Or
It's called Heat Wave. That's what I was doing. But it doesn't negate
oh, but that can
elemental
always
damage.
work.
Yeah.
Got it.
It just doesn't negate elemental damage. Pretty sure I can do the perfect.
Cover shit up with visual noise.
Uh-huh. What? He did the animation like he was gonna put his weapon away.
Oh, he did, and then he did like the Ido attack. It's great.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Well, the fact that you approached your boyfriend and then pulled your pants down to check your vagina, and then pulled your pants back up and then got your blood pressure machine, just, you know, gave me pause for.
I had to check my pad because it was uncomfortable.
I wonder.
And what does proficiency do for you? Just more criticals or quicker?
It's a damage
points?
type weapon.
Oh, okay. Hey, buddy. This poor guy. Apparently, it was under the couch, and when he was digging under here, I thought he was trying to get his hot dog or something. But it was this poor kite, and that's why he had been here for a while. Hey, bud. That was him. the only way that you get more healing items, like buying them, or do you find
No.
them in stages?
Find them in the stages, and you get them off of Daphne or whatever fucking name. Yeah.
You just let me be with my boy. He's just playing. He's just loving it. He's just flicking his forkite around, lighting it while he gets rubbed. For him, this is better than sex. Get that. Most of the rest stuff. My time's out here. That's your time. Your time up there.
God.
Sorry, sir. You think the hot's getting ready? No, man. I'm just gonna stick my hands right in the popcorn. After being all over the dog's greasy ass. Yes.
That fucking kill me.
Like that. Why do you think everything is always about you and for you? Oh, I see it. It's beautiful. Logan's originally start to get pissed. He got silent. That's just a Cadillo way, right? You just start getting silent. Oh, happy. What you think you're gonna get something?
Sit down, bitch.
Yeah. Okay. Man, I wasn't even in the room for it. I'm gonna go back on stream and watch it.
Yeah, it wasn't that clean, but
Stop the chaos, mortal.
it's my ultimate form.
Well, I think you're finally not gonna get fist weapons, but you're gonna get fist mode.
Right out from what I understand, there's none. And I was like, man, you can play the weapon on and you do fist attacks, and it's pretty, but you do barely any.
It cannot be.
Did you look any more like a Castlevania character?
His soul obliterated. That's supposed to be impossible. Can chaos really be this powerful?
So we're just gonna pick it up.
Why is that so hard to believe?
Yeah, she's gonna drink it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start a purple fountain.
Souls do not disappear. Whether the body
that's not great.
lives
That's
or dies,
cool.
the soul
Oh, that is one that I, when we get a big fan base, tell that delusional story of us.
always return to the netherworld.
I heard that
Always been the natural way.
in Tennessee and some weird like
The never-ending flow
fountain
of souls.
business slash
Life and
It was a
gas station.
yeah, it was a weird one. Oh, I don't know if I want to tell it just yet, because that is like one that,
Oh, I know that. I was trying to remember.
yeah,
It's
we
like a
were,
gas station. We pulled in.
no, we didn't even pull
But
in.
also next to it.
Yeah, we didn't even
was, like,
pull in.
cool.
That's not even what it was. Remember, it was us driving, and we seen it, and I had made a comment about the fountain, and you'd seen it, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah. And then we stopped and we got some. I got a grape soda. I got the choice grape or whatever it was in that area. I forget what the name of the brand was. And we were getting delusional, and we were talking about how like we're gonna go to like my ride and stuff like that. We were gonna get the, you know, in the back and this and that, and you're like, and I'm gonna get the fountain in the back with the grape soda. You're like, that's not grape, that's purple, and we're fucking, that entire had me rolling. All right.
Maluka turning into that creature.
Think.
How's your waifu coming along here?
He began visiting.
Oh, yeah, she's still.
That was it.
I mean, what purpose is she serving?
She was a soldier in like the army, from what I gather.
The way.
And she like, because I'm the
Yes,
hero
it's not
or
far
whatever,
from here.
the hero general. But I think she's just.
Do you think they're gonna give you a choice at the end to succumb or overcome your Blade Phantom guy?
Oh, most likely overcome. Like they're gonna have that moment here somewhere, where it's like you can either overcome or succumb to it. What are you gonna do? And that's, I always hated that thing, is because like,
Binary choice.
yeah, well, not only that, you can like take a power and overcome it and still wield it. Like I always hated when they're like in Destiny where they're like, you can't have the darkness and control it too, and it's like, yeah, I mean you can. I mean, like,
Well, well, that's what they prove at the end, right, with Prismatic and everything. But it's very Star Wars. You're either light side or your dark side. And game-wise, you had like the Jedi Knight games, where like if you put your points into the Force side or the dark
If you
side,
need me,
you would, if you ever
No
split
idea. I'll
them,
look
you
into
couldn't
it.
have a maximum of either.
ah,
And that was one of the first games to do it. And then like Infamous did it. Where like you either went, I mean Mass Effect as well, but more story wise. But in terms of powers and whatnot. So it became very video game tropey, but I'm still a red mage at heart. I believe you can do everything.
oh yeah, I mean I'm a punchy kicky man, and I also believe in like, like using magic as well, because like yeah, you get magic and
Yeah, a monk. You're a monk. I'm a mage. You're a red mage.
I'm a martial artist. I'm not a
Used to
monk.
trade.
I'm
I'm talking Final Fantasy terminology, sir.
I don't believe in that fucking shit. Yeah, no, like yeah, exactly. I believe in like the hey, you punch and stuff like that, but you'd also learn how to use magic, because why the fuck would you not? Like
Yeah.
why would you limit yourself to just being like, oh, I can just punch shit?
Well, because it would only enhance your fists.
Right.
Why not be able to weaken somebody and then buff yourself? And
Well, like I said before, like my thing with it is like I don't know if I said this on stream, but to you at least, like I would obviously learn how to use magic and learn how to become that element, because yeah, why the fuck would I not just become the fire or the lightning? And it's like you can't destroy something that is that element, like alright. We will probably call it
overfell. Oh, Ravnica village.
yes, I think that's go, and that's the way side bonus mission. May do the bonus mission off on my own. But it has been fun, folks. Oh, see, look, he's
Did you see that tree just floating around in the background?
yeah, it just da-na-na, ba-na-na.
Now, question for you, real quick: did this exist before Arum Azula, or after?
When was this in production? When was the first time trailer I've seen this? I'm pretty sure this came way after, because I don't think this has been in production that long.
It's just it's also just the Shattered Realm as well, right? Like
Yeah.
Destiny, like.
But I would say this
I'm thinking of it. Go ahead.
is cooler looking. But
Then Fire Missoula or Destiny?
oh, Fair Missoula is way cooler. But I'm saying this compared to the Shattered Realm, because they just don't do just Shattered Realm. Like some of the concept art that I've seen of that shit looks like fucking awesome, and they just don't in game properly and shit like
That's
that.
always the case. Things in concept are usually always better looking than the final result, because once you get like 3D models and lighting and
it's more like
all that stuff.
it's more like the stuff that they showed in some of the concept art, which I was like, I really wish they would have brought that in there.
Like content wise.
Yeah, like the fact like there's like one fucking concept art where like it looks like the tentacles are like coming from like the deep and are trying to like wrap around shit, and like they're constantly like grabbing, and it looked really cool, and they just didn't bring the same like feeling to that world as
That's life, right? Constant compromises.
right. But I mean, a lot of their concept art, like some of the stuff, just cool compared to like what they showed. There's a lot of stuff in game which I didn't think looked too bad, but it is Destiny, where it's like.
Now that I think of it, this game is reminding me more and more because of Darksiders.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Even down to the Kesha guy, looks like Mark Hamill's character in it. That like dark figure that helps you along.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Where we're playing, was it Darksiders
Genesis
4 or whatever? Genesis, yeah. Okay. I mean, he's in all of them, but yeah.
Oh, I know what you're saying. All right, folks, this will be the end of this. Back.
But it's never the end, because we're always back. We're always back until one of us gets killed by a jet engine that falls down from the sky, like in Donnie Darko, or we just glitch, or we just no clip out of here, like backroom style.
That is like, if you honestly think about it, a terrifying thought. It's like,
oh no, yeah, obviously that's why it's so popular, right?
Yeah, well, just clipping through shit, period. Like, it's funny in games and it's interesting in video games, but it's a terrifying.
It's Lovecraft, right? It's Lovecraft. It's the Dreams in the Witch House, and you got the special folds in space, and you slit through.
Yeah, it's just
that shit. That idea has existed all the time. So there's even like old stories of just people just like slipping through reality, basically, and popping out somewhere else.
Well, like,
and yeah, it's primordial. It's like, hey, suddenly you're. I mean, that's what isekai is all about. Suddenly you're in a time and a place that you don't understand.
But like, I mean, I have like a weird thing.
And on top of it, maybe I should tell it again later. I have my own backrooms kind of story.
Yeah, you.
Like I said, I always knew about liminal spaces before I knew
Yeah.
the term. By working with mom and dad at those like fucking office towers back in Florida.
Right. And like that's my thing, right? Is like I love like watching that channel on YouTube, like the Out of Bounds guys or whatever it's called, where they show like the stuff out of bounds. But some part of it, is a little like uncomfortable with it, because like, what are you gonna find out there? Are you gonna find something intentional, or is there honestly something in the outer bounds that like it's not supposed to be there and shit like that? Like, there's some like older games that they used to do that, where they put like little Easter eggs or little monsters hiding there to scare you when you clip through. But it's like one of these days you're gonna clip through and there's gonna be a monster there that is real that you're not supposed to find, or some shit like that. That be like childlike scary or like fear in your head, where it's like you're gonna clip through and you're gonna like be like, oh, there's like an Easter egg with like the model of like the shark in the game sitting in a chair or some shit like that, and then you're gonna turn around and there's gonna be a real fucking monster standing behind you that's like, you're not supposed to be here, and you're like, oh fuck. Like
that's why I don't know if you ever seen this guy. Once again, another YouTuber, like fucking shout out, Oddheader, and he does a lot of the weren't meant to be found or like unintentional. That tree just keeps floating by.
Yeah,
and it's bugging me.
I'm just watching him
because it's a cool looking tree, and I want it in my backyard.
Just watch him.
I like dead trees.
He's just like,
but yeah,
he's like, somebody will help me.
Oddheader does a lot of that. There's like there's some creepy things that you got, like even in Call of Duty games, that you got to do very specific things to like access it.
There's that one where it's like fascinating but terrifying. The shark, where, like you have to like do a bunch of stuff on the stage, and then when you go into like this little tiny puddle, a giant shark will come up and eat you. If you stand in the puddle, and it's like, it's kind of terrifying and like weird. Like there's the Hitman one.
All that reminds me of is that game Armed and Dangerous on the Xbox. Where like you have the shark cannon, the land shark cannon. You shoot a shark, and it goes through the land and it comes up and eats enemies. And it also kind of like around the same time, Zeitgeist, like whenever you die, a clone of yourself is made.
Yeah.
And to continue on, anyways. You and I know what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's some like good ones, like with like Hitman, where like you can like, if you do like everything right, or what like the stipulations are, I think you go out to the water and like a giant octopus will actually come up out of the water, like Kraken style thing, and like eat the target instead, and shit like that. It's like stuff like that. Like my like weird thing with like big like monstrous like things like that. Fat. And
yeah, what was it called again? It's a certain type of phobia, like larger things.
Yeah, I know. I forget what it's called now too.
No.
There's like a lot of them on like TikTok that will show like these like little phobia things, where like the moon crashing into the earth and you're like standing in front of it type thing. It's like, I'm fascinated by those giant creatures, because like A, I think they're fascinating. B, like in a video game, it's like, oh hell yeah, I can't wait to fight that thing. But like the C, they kind of make me uncomfortable. But it's only certain like there's like the one where like they have like a humanoid like thing in the water in like the ocean, and it like comes up and it smiles right before it eats them. It's like, that one doesn't creep me out for some reason. But there is one where it's like, I can understand why you would just shit your pants in the moment. It comes from like a portal, and like it just puts its hands up and it creates like a giant fucking black hole, and it starts like sucking the earth up into the black hole. And it's like, yeah, that'd be kind of fucking terrifying, because what are you supposed to do? Like,
but the thing is, reality is more terrifying than any kind
of
fiction.
Yeah.
Because it's terrifying to know that like a solar flare from the sun could just come off and just
disintegrate the earth, and everybody
not
did.
Disintegrate. It's called oh fuck, what was it called again?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's basically the radiation just kills you instantaneously. It just cuts right through our fucking atmosphere, and just like irradiate. I want to say is the term.
Right.
And basically, you just die of radiation poisoning. Just like, it's like, there's nothing you do about it. You're just gonna sit there and like, oh, well, NASA just reported about 5 minutes ago that there's a giant solar flare, a solar wind coming towards us, and it's going to radiate all of humankind. You got about 4 minutes left to say goodbye to your loved ones.
Well, not
Like,
like that.
okay.
Not like that. There's like, I mean, one thing that I've always like, kind of like I agreed with people on is like, okay, so like the concept of something like Jason, right, and like Friday the 13th, uh, or Halloween, not Friday the 13th. Jesus, I'm getting my horror villains mixed up. But like, it's scary. Big guy coming at you, can't put him down, whatever. But the scarier concept is the fact that there's somebody out there who's in like a mental hospital, who's like 13 people and like flayed them alive or whatever, and like did this and that, and it's like that's way scarier because that person's fuck shit insane.
Nah, man. The scarier concept is that you could die of radon poison, or if you live in like fucking Florida, a sinkhole will just open up and swallow you up at any time.
Right.
Those are the true fucking terror moments. Like things that could actually happen. Like radon poison. You could just be. Somebody could just like, oh, I'm not gonna report that, or just missed it, or whatever. Didn't do radon testing. You could be sitting on a spot that just like irradiates you over time. Like just douses you with radiation poisoning, and you just fucking die, or like shit like fucking carbon monoxide poisoning. It's like, oh well, the fucking we thought we turned the gas stove off, but the gas kept leaking. There you go.
But that I think that harkens
like
back
that one
like,
guy that came in the game crazy, where he's like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, it's because two of my kids died to fucking carbon monoxide poisoning.
Well, and I think that harkens back to like the thing with like what I'm scared of, like those big creatures, is because it's like I don't want to say an active god, but you know what I mean when I say an active god. It's like it's something that
no, it's larger than life. It's like okay, like beyond the small little things that could get you. This is just something that's just like there's nothing you could do. This is overwhelming. It's beyond your capability. You can't punch it to death. You can't reason with it. You can't do anything to it.
Exactly. It's like because something like Jason or whatever, you can fight back. There's an opportunity to fight back. Any of like the some of like the what they call the SCPs, and God knows if you've never heard of that.
Those are fine.
Yeah, like just like God knows if you haven't heard of it. Well, welcome to like a weird fucking world. But like the SCP things, like there's some that are like kind of creepy and like very like that's like how do you combat that? Like the doll thing or whatever that you have to stare at, and if you blink it will snap your neck, like it will get behind you or whatever. It's like that's like you can't. There's nothing you can do about that, right? But then there's other ones where the goat deer thing or whatever, like the not deer or whatever it's called, or it's like the
not deers. Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name, but there's I'll find him for you. You may have already run across him. He does it kind of like he's an agent at the SCP Foundation.
I know who you're talking about already. Yeah, I can't remember his name right now, but I know who exactly you're talking about. And that's the thing. It's like I enjoy like because I love like martial arts films and like action films and comedies and shit like that. And I'm even a sucker for rom-coms. Obviously, I'm a human.
I'm absolutely sucker for fucking rom-coms. Why wouldn't you want to watch anything other than rom-coms?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're a human. Like you're a sucker for them. Like you just can't. You just cannot. They're funny. You get to have the romance in it too.
They're just modern day fairy tales, right?
Right, exactly. But
I do things happen to the person that you like.
Yeah, and it's like, but then like
and because you like the person, they're also you.
But I also enjoy like my my SCP shit and like those like weird like I mean one of my favorite movies just because it deals with it was a Cabin in the Woods.
So once again, tough reading.
Right, and it's like that's unfortunate. That's the thing is right. It's like I love the concept and I even love the ending. I won't say it, because spoilers and shit like that for people. But I even love the ending because I know you've seen it.
Yeah, that film was like 15 fucking years old. No, it's not that old because Mary and I saw it several times when we were first dating.
Right.
But it's at least a decade old. Spoilers are off the table. You know what I mean?
But that's it. But that's the thing. It's like I mean the fact that I had a friend who I was talking to, and I made a comment about Darth Vader being Luke's father, and he was like, "Dude," I'm like, oh, "Come the fuck on! Are you serious? That movie's not only that, like the whole like Luke, I'm your father thing has been out for how many
It's like,
years
how
now?
did you dodge that information for so long?
Right, like I mean, I want to learn your technique for dodging shit because there's a bunch of conversations I would love to dodge. Like, come, man. But yeah, like I
Wait,
like,
did you just simply say come?
yeah, come the fuck on.
Oh, I thought you were just saying like
No, 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 not dodging come, dodging
come,
conversation. No,
dodging come. You're
no,
like fucking Matrix.
yeah, no,
Oh,
dodging comes really easy. All you gotta do is just not be in the area where somebody's coming.
suck a dick.
Yeah, don't be in that area. Uh, but yeah, no, there's like a lot of like movies like that that I enjoy. I even like, I'll occasionally get on there and like do the what do they call it? Oh shit, the scary stories on like YouTube and shit like that. I can't remember what they're called right now.
That's not me.
Huh?
That's not me.
No, 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 no. They're like Jeff the Killer and shit like that, and like the Smiling Dog. Creepypastas, thank you. Because
Creepypastas are just internet urban legends, and
right.
so I've always been. I've read so many. I used to love Snopes. I don't know if I'm pretty sure Snopes is still around, but I'm pretty sure like with every website that's been around for more than 5 years, it's been corrupted in some way.
Oh yeah.
Like Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, but fandom or wiki. Anyways.
Yeah, I know which one you might be saying. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, like, oh, you're fine. Like I love good, but like that's the thing is like one thing that will be stated multiple times, whether they're listening now and just in the future. I am like extremely hard to scare. Like I can watch a scary like movie and stuff like that, and like granted, I get like most normal people like the loud sounds because I have something about loud sounds like it triggers my like fight instinct. But like other than loud sounds and like kind of get me to be like, ugh, but like I don't get scared in movies, like scary movies or like horror films or even haunted houses. I don't get scared. If anything, I'm like really excited because I'm like, ooh, I want to see like the creepy shit or like the gory shit, right? But like for some reason the original story, not the one on YouTube, but the original story for Jeff the Killer, I remember sitting there because I was by myself. I'm sitting in my room by myself. There's nobody around, and I'm like, I have my window open and I'm watching like the original story, and I just remember thinking because his face is on there the entire story. I was like, I know for a fact though, that motherfucker's face were to pop up right at that window right now, I would screech as I'm punching that man to death. Like I would be like, oh my god! Like I would turn into the biggest bitch for a split second. And it's like because you get in your own head with those, and I think that's why I enjoy like the SCP shit and like listening to the stories, not really like actually watching like the Siren Head like movie or whatever. But when you listen to like just the stories or like you look up like the thing about the monster or whatever, you get in your own head and you're like, yeah, this is what would make it creepy. And I think that's why I'd rather listen to, or like read the thing myself, because if I watch the movie, the monster's spoiled, right? Like you get to see it move and its weaknesses, or like you kind of get to see what it's like in reality, right? But if you're reading this like the thing about the monster, your brain gets to do way more of the scary shit for you. Like it's like,
yeah, because you're focusing on details as opposed to like what you can visually see, and then like because it's like closer to like your reality because you can visually see it. Then
right.
You're like, oh, I do that. But like to me, it's just more like the intellectual build-up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you can go on YouTube at any time or anywhere and like start looking up scary ghost videos, right? They're all going to be silly, but if you watch it for long enough and you're by yourself and you put yourself in the right environment, it starts building on you, and so like,
Yeah, because you start taking the things that like the defenses against it or like the ways out, and you start eliminating this from your brain because you're like, okay, so like now I'm in a true situation where it's like me and this, and like you know what I'm saying. You get rid of like the cons, I guess, or the pros to the like the way out or whatever, and now you're just thinking of the cons. And so like that's I do agree with you because it's like there's that one where like I think it's like German or Russian or whatever, that mall one where like the guy's recording himself and he goes in the mall and there's like the walking man or whatever the fuck it is, that big like thing and all that, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I'm like, this isn't scary at all. But then I really thought about it and I'm like, yeah, it's not scary for you right now, looking, because your brain obviously knows right now that that motherfucker is not real, right? Like, you know, this is like a dude just recording a YouTube video. But if you were to see that motherfucker in a big empty mall by yourself, you would be like, like, fuck you, dude. I see you. Like, I'm watching you. And especially if you started moving close to you, you'd be like, all right, what the fuck? It's like, I do enjoy scary shit. I have a really bad problem, and my brother knows too because he goes through a similar thing as I do. We don't get scared easily, and I think sometimes we like to watch scary shit or play scary shit because we're hoping that it releases those what's the word I'm looking for, endorphins or whatever, um in our brains, because like that's why most people play scary shit or watch scary movies, is because like that release of that shit, and it's, you know, and it feels good and blah blah blah, and they enjoy it and stuff like that. But I actually sometimes put myself in the scary shit because I really want something to scare me, like, and not just like a loud sound like making me jump. Like, I want to be fucking scared, but I just have not run across anything, whether movie or whatever scary story, that's really honestly made me be like, okay, like I don't want to go outside by myself, right? And shit like that. Because I'm so fucking stupid that I'll walk into the middle of the woods by myself, and they're like, "Oh my God, there's the siren head out there," and I'm like, "Well, he's gonna eat my ass either way, so I might as well just keep walking." So, you know, but I, I
Yeah,
do,
very much like when I'm like, hey, if you're falling off a building, why would you bother screaming? You know what the end result's gonna be. Just like those
right,
fucking suck.
right, and I can kind of understand why people sometimes scream, is because it's just a natural reaction. Like, it's like when you gotta like fall back, you, even though there's nothing around you, we still try to reach for something. It's just a
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit. And
yeah. Wait, exactly. So it's like, it's just, I think it's funny because like I love like the creepy pastas. I love the SCP shit. Like, I really do enjoy that shit. Um, but
I just like it for the pure fun ideas.
exactly. I think I agree with you, and that like some of the monsters, some
Because
people
there's
create.
nothing more terrifying than the thought of like my daughter and like somebody living in an apartment complex like eyeing her and then like, you know, doing the R word and then the M word to her, you know.
Oh yeah,
Um like that's truly terrifying.
right,
That keeps me up at night because I can't control everything that happens to her in her entire life.
right. No, exactly.
Nor should I, um but this other stuff is more just fun. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
it is.
a cool idea.
Yeah, because not only that, like somebody sat
Because
down.
nothing fictional ever scares me anymore. Just plain and simple. Like
Right.
if playing a horror game, it's the tension of just like, hey, I'm trying to do an objective,
I'm not trying to fuck up.
and
In
yeah,
the end, that's what your brain is. I'm trying not to fuck up. Like, you know,
because I can't do my typical things like punch it or slice it with a sword or shoot it.
right,
Depending on the game, like if you're playing Alien Isolation, and I know you have your problems with those kinds of games because you're like, well, I could just do this in real life.
right, yeah,
Or in any other circumstance, but like when you're playing by the rules and you're immersed in the rules, it's like, okay, I can't, you know, it just causes tension because you don't want to spend the time going back and doing the thing again.
right,
That's
exactly,
all it is for me. It's not that I'm actually scared. It's just like, oh, I just don't want to go back and do this again.
right, and that's the thing, is like I find it fascinating, and that's why like I love watching people like play horror games, because some people are genuinely terrified, like, you know, Joe jokingly well scaredy cats, but like some people are genuinely terrified of those situations, and like being like, you know, playing that game and stuff like that, and it's like I get, like you said, I get the tension of like, you know, the tension or the willing of not wanting to fail because you're like, I don't want to go back and do that again, right? Because that's just like any video game sometimes, where you're like, man, I just like, if I die now, I haven't saved in the last hour, so like, fuck,
Hmm.
like that's an hour, you know, shit like that. And it's the same feeling as like a horror game. It's like, it's the same feelings you get as like, I haven't saved for the last 2 hours. I just don't want to die because like the checkpoints are, you know, probably like 30 minutes back, and I got to do this, and this, right? But like I love watching, and I have a soft spot for girls that are scared of shit like that. I don't know why. I find it cute as shit. I could not tell you why I do. But you know, the ones that like get scared and scream and shit like that, because
Well, I
it's,
could tell you why. You just want to be their big protector. That's all.
but that's the sad part about it, is I'm not even like, because it's not even really a protecting thing, because trust me, sweetheart, if big scary Axeman is real, there's no like fighting back. I'm picking your ass up and we're gone. I'm sprinting out with you. Like fuck that shit. But you know, I just think it's kind of funny and cute sometimes. But honestly, at the same time, I just love watching people get scared because I have like one of my biggest things because I'm a little prankster. And I love scaring people as well. Like I love jumping out and like and stuff like that. I know sometimes it's not a good quality, and I try to like I don't try to do it all the time, especially like if somebody's genuinely afraid of it, because you know I don't want to unalive somebody by giving them a heart attack, right? Because like you know some people are deathly afraid, but I love the moment in when someone's scared out of their fucking mind, their brain resets, and my brother knows what I'm talking about. And if people don't know, like if you ever watch somebody like watch like any like sort of like you know not bungee jumping, but like the little slingshot thing, or like any of those moments in those videos, or like watch the haunted house thing where they record people getting scared, there's that split second where somebody's brain is so petrified that it resets itself, where it's like I don't know what to do. Like, do I run? Do I like they stutter? They stutter in real life. Like they're like and like they don't know what to do, right? And I love those moments because they're fucking hilarious, right? So I love going through haunted houses, especially with people that are scared, because I love watching that moment where their brain resets, right? Because it's just fucking funny and shit like that. So like I really do enjoy watching like you know on Halloween. I not only do I have like a long list of like movies I watch and stuff like that because I always set up throughout the year of like a bunch of movies that I love watching and shit like that. But I love watching like the
Yeah, it's just family tradition. Like mom and I used to, and then it carried over to you guys. Um, Especially they used to have the 13 days of horror on
Halloween.
ABC.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, Halloween, and then they extended it like 30. It makes it a whole like month long kind of like just ramp up.
Yeah, because
the thing is like we're not trick or treaters anymore, so you got to have that like ramp up.
right, and exactly, and that's the thing is like you know so like we just do that as a family now because like a lot of us in the family including our mom who's not like really that into like horror films most of the time when we sit down and watch it and all that and I see my parents and shit like that and my brother knows this too like we don't watch like gory films with her because she's not
No,
really
mom likes Halloween themed, not
yeah
scary.
yeah like our mom loves like you know decorating the house
Halloween Town.
yeah and stuff like that
Hocus
or like
Pocus, stuff like
yeah
that.
her one of the biggest ones is we always have to watch Hocus Pocus on Halloween and shit like that and she loves like she's a festive person so she loves decorating for like all like the holidays and shit but yeah we don't watch like the gory shit like that's more like reserved for like me and my brother and my dad and
Or
stuff
like
like
Mary and I when we watched Death Proof, where we watched the scene where the lady, Kurt Russell, drives over the lady's face with a tire over and
oh
over
yeah
again for like the 20 minutes. When I bust out laughing in the movie theater, watching like Scream 2 and
oh,
right here, right now in the freaking house, get stabbed in the ear or whatever, or like the pipes or wooden boards come through the fucking truck door and just
oh yeah
impale them through the head. I just laugh. You and I, we just laugh. It's the funniest shit we ever seen because it's absurd and ridiculous.
There is and I forget which the haunting is. I think it's the haunting of Emily Rose. Do you remember that one? It was very like
Oh, yeah. We've watched that fairly recently, the last couple of years.
so there's
Where they go out and they're like investigating at the house, and there's the
that
young
yeah.
teenage
So
girl. Yeah.
so I went on a date with a girl, and I don't know if I've told the story on stream. I know I've told you the story, but I went on a date with a girl. There's a bunch of people there, and we're sitting in a theater, and there's a scene in that movie where the girl beats a cat to death with the camera, and there's like this big tension build up, shit like that, and then like she goes to pet it, and then she like bashes the camera into the cat, and everybody in the theater was like, "Oh my god!" I am the only one in an audience full of nothing but like
Listen. Before you even say anything, all the best comedians say there's a thin line between comedy and drama, or like things like that, right?
Right.
It's subversive. You don't expect that a fucking cat's gonna get beat to death with a camera, and to other people it's horrifying, but to you, because it's subversive, you didn't expect it. You did not anticipate it. it makes you laugh out fucking
But the
loud
problem I have with
because it's absurd and ridiculous.
but not only that, the problem I have with the scene is if you go back and watch it, right? The moment she hits the cat with the camera, it lets out this meow, like it lets out this like really
There's always
ridiculous,
some small detail that somebody thinks is going to be like, oh, so
creepy.
shocking.
Yeah,
But it's like, no, that's,
I was chuckling so hard,
it's
and
like when you hear somebody, if you hear the average Joe on the street get fucking uppercutted by Mike Tyson, and all you hear is, oh, you
yeah,
know,
like
and you talk your shit. I was like, oh.
or something like that, or they get hit in the gut and they lose the oxygen. That yeah, like
It's like, it's like, if it happened to you, it'd be painful, intense, or, but it's just out of nowhere,
well,
and
not
it's
only
just like,
But not only that, it truly is like it's a fucked up thing. You know it's painful, and you have some sort of like I like to believe anyways that I have some sort of like oh that is like a fucked up moment or
moral compass. Yeah.
yeah, moral compass, right? Yeah, exactly, and shit like that. And it's like yeah, like it's beating a cat with the camera is a sad thing, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
fucked
fucked up
up. That would be terrible.
right,
I
and
couldn't imagine myself ever doing that.
well, not only
Like,
that,
why would you do that unless you're a fucking psychopath?
yeah, that and like if I was there in the moment, I would obviously try to stop it because this is a poor innocent cat and shit like that. And
What the fuck are you doing, retard? Oh, sorry.
dumb dumb.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, like I get that, right? But like you said, it's like that. It's that moment of the like you're just like because I remember
Because
watching that.
somebody intentionally like put all that together, right?
Yeah, because
They
that cat is
planned
just
for it to be that way.
because that cat is just a toy. That's not a real cat. She's not beating a cat to death with a camera. So somebody had to go back into the edit room and edit in that sound, right? And so like
On top of it, if you just like started bashing something to death, it probably wouldn't make that sound at all.
yeah, and
And then the silence, you know?
and I remember sitting there and I'm laughing my ass off, and this poor girl that I'm on a date with is staring at me like I'm the lunatic, and all I could look at her and look at the people I'm sitting around, and I'm like, well, come on, it was fucking funny, like, and then,
I've done the same thing in the middle of like fucking, like I said, the Scream too, because there was a lot of funny deaths in there that I wasn't expecting.
yeah,
I get what, maybe it's not Scream 2, but there's like a vehicle and then there's a truck, and it gets hit, and then the pipes go through one of them or something like that. I want to say it's Scream 2, but it's just like it's just.
or is that Final Destination?
Maybe it's Final Destination. No, you're thinking of the logs.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Or
the
maybe
logs.
it's Final Destination.
No, I think the logs are the one in Final Destination. I think it's Final Destination 2 where they're on the highway, and the logs come in crash.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
No, that's actually 3. I always confuse 2 for 3. Right?
yeah,
Dave?
'cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's telling me now. It's part 3.
yeah,
That's the
'cause-
one with Mary Elizabeth Winstead from Scott Pilgrim.
yeah, because
And
two
the
is
logs.
dealing with the same guy from the first one, right? Or the girl from the first one, right?
The girl from the first one and Allie Larder, yeah, she's, yeah.
But like, I mean, shit. Like even like the fucking the remake of It, right? That scene where that grandma comes running out just butt ass naked.
Oh
I
man, that's hilarious.
was-
That whole thing was just pure fucking comedy gold. I was dying.
yeah, I was
The only
laughing
creepy part
hard.
was like the imagery of like I could see where like he's doing the little laughing dancing thing or whatever.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the first scene where the kid loses his arm because like we so happened to have Gwendolyn. The remake, and she had to been like 3 or 4 or something time. And then the kid loses his arm, and how graphic it was. Like, okay, you shouldn't have watched that when I was a little kid.
Oh yeah, well, like
But
Yeah.
to me, it was still hilarious.
we have stuff like that, and like the one that got like because it's just like a jump scare and it got like anybody is that fucking the dog one, right? Or the loud like screech sound that it makes and shit like that. Or that was like a jump scare, right? That's the only time that it actually made me be like, oh shit, because like because we've seen it in the theaters and it was loud as fuck, right? But yeah, that scene where that old lady comes out just straight ass running at her, I was laughing so hard it wasn't even funny, Bruce. Like I
No,
died.
I did the same thing. Mary and I did the same thing. We were dying on that. I mean, in real life, if someone would be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
would be scared to be what the fuck is actually happening? Why is this human being acting like this?
But like that shit, like, and it was such a funny scene and shit like that, and I was just I know when we're in the theaters, like I was the only one chuckling, and I know people behind me were probably like, "Oh, dude, this guy's fucked up in the head." And it's like, no, come on, man, you can't sit there and watch that
I
scene.
can't tell you how many times in the theater I've been that guy that's just
Right.
like, "Why is this motherfucker laughing at this?" Because it's fucking funny.
You can't sit there and tell me
Did you
that
not
it's
just see the
not.
same shit I saw?
Right.
Did you not just see the same shit I saw and process it the same way? How could you not? It's a movie, number one.
Right. Like if I'm in the
They're not
real.
secretly. The only time people secretly thought they were being shown snuff, right? Is well, actually two types: Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity. Those were the only times that people thought, oh, maybe they're thinking something a little real in here. No,
Oh, that,
none.
I
You never saw anything real.
I remember when Paranormal Activity came out. Right. I went to go see it, and everybody was like, "Logan, that was like."
I still never got it. I'm like, okay, yeah,
We,
it's interesting, intellectually interesting. It's like, okay, if this was a book, this would be more immersive.
right. I remember seeing it, right, and one of the friends I was with at the time was like, "Dude, we just watched a real thing, right?" And I'm like, "Of course."
That's what people thought when I went and saw Blair Witch. Everybody thought that shit was real. I was dying. Actually, like I was creeped out by the end. That was very well done. The she goes down to the basement. He's
Right.
over in the corner. He gets bonked. It's like okay, ooh shit. But still, it's like no, this is not real. But people really thought,
Yeah, and
really, really, really thought, and that goes even back further to World of Worlds. Can you imagine? You're just sitting at home, you're listening to the radio, suddenly aliens are attacking, destroying all of human civilization.
right, and it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, it's fascinating because I remember sitting there and then them being like, "Dude, that was real." I'm like, "Hey, come on, man! Like, no, like, no, it's not." And they're like, "Yeah, there was 100%."
Yep.
I'm like, your
This
brain
is just
can't.
the Blair Witch Project over again. This is just World of Worlds over again. This is just any of these projects over again. You're trying to convince you with marketing that it's real.
Like I said, I remember sitting
And
there. And I was
even
like,
watching that movie, it was like just like it was clearly they were acting. There's
right,
nothing natural about how they act in that movie or what they do in that.
exactly, and
Any
it's
human being, I think, would have already just been fuck
right.
out. Number one,
Yeah, we're not gonna.
especially after any kind of like getting dragged out of bed. Like, I'm sorry, like I don't know if that actually happened or what's going on, but I'm not going back there.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. Like I enjoyed the movie for what it was,
Mhm.
for me, what it was worth, right? Like, I was like, okay, like it had like moments where it's like I could see where that would be scary in real life. But I was also one of those people when like I watched it and all that, and people were like it was the best scary movie around, and I'm like, I don't
Nope, you're
think,
wrong.
yeah, like I was like, it was good. Like I believed it. Yeah, it's creepy, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like that was the best scary movie around. It's more like, yeah, it's a scary movie. like that's all I can say. Is it's a scary movie. Uh,
Yeah, the only one that had me the last time a movie had me was with The Ring, the American remake, and just when she says, when the kid says you weren't supposed to do that, when they dug her up from the well, it's
uh-huh.
like you weren't supposed to do that, and like he really sold it really well, and it was just unexpected. It's like, oh shit, they weren't supposed to say, like usually you resume the corpse and everything, and everything's good. And then it was extra memorable because I went home that night on Tower Street in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I went inside. I open the door, and the first thing I see is my reflection in the TV screen, and then the phone rings 5 seconds later. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh shit. And it was just a credit card collecting agency or something like that. And I
which is
picked it up. I
even
was like, oh,
scarier.
yeah.
It's even
Yeah, I
scarier.
actually picked it up. I didn't let it go. Yeah, exactly. That's the true horror is fucking debt.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like, oh my god, this is
Actually, everything we're talking about is being more than $20,000 in debt. If you're
oh
more
yeah.
than $20,000 in debt, that's terrifying. Anyways,
I mean, hell, go to a fucking hospital and tell them, like, have them tell you how much it's going to be without insurance, and that will make you really, really, really contemplate life and what's scary to you. You're going to be like, nah, fuck. But yeah, like,
simply what you do then is just you pick a particular hospital to go to for your emergencies, and then you just never go back there again. You just store anything ever. You're like, oh, sorry. That's the
no,
American way, right? Everything's overpriced, so I'm gonna ignore it.
right. And I'll say this, and yeah, we'll end the stream because it's getting pretty late on this one. But one of the ones that got me is a lovely film, which a lot of people haven't seen because or not a lot of people haven't seen it, but it's an older one. Is and I'm probably gonna butcher the name right now, and I don't know if it's actually called, but Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, Sleepaway Camp.
The ending
Where the
of that.
the ending where where the dude is transgender and is the murder.
No. It's more
Are
her.
you trying to say transgenderism is?
No. Obviously not, because we don't want to put that out there because it will be canceled. What I'm saying is the fact what made it creepy to me is they took her head, right? And I think it is like a fucking mask on a dude. But they have her, and I think they actually had like CGI'd her face over his face. It's the uncomfortableness of her standing there, or him
Okay,
standing there.
this was the 80s or 90s. There was no CGI.
Yeah, I forget what it is, and I think it's like a rubber mask they like created.
If it's Sleepaway Camp, that's the one where it's like a younger male becomes a female and is the killer in the end.
Yeah, it's the girl she's playing, and it's from her perspective. You know, she's supposed to be the final girl in the film, and there's somebody going
Yeah.
around killing all her bullies in the camp. And you come to find out that it's actually her, and it's not her, it's her brother, because the little girl actually died. By the way, spoiler
Yeah.
alert. The little girl died in the car wreck, and her mom or his mom like abused her and like forced her to dress up, or forced him to dress up like a girl and shit like that. And so he's got like a split personality. But it's the scene at the end because she's holding the guy's head, and it's just like the uncanniness of like they didn't match up like the mask on the dude properly. And so like you can obviously tell it's fake, and it just for some reason the way she's standing there like and she's making like this heavy breathing sound where I was like, come the fuck on. What the fuck? Like it's such an uncomfortable moment because it's like there's person's obviously wearing a fucking fake mask, and they decide that they're like their direction is like, hey, listen, we need you to like be making like a primal sound, and they go with and it's like I remember being a kid watching that film, and I was like, his dick is out. Like I was like standing there butt naked, holding the romantic partner of the film, right? Like the romance of the film, his fucking head, and he's like bloody, but he's got his dick out, and he's just making this guttural sound, and I'm like, why? Like it's the only moment I've ever watched like a reveal scene where I was like, what? Like my brain was like,
you know the scene that terrified me the most? For some reason, it's back when we lived on like K Street in Florida. You would have been a baby. So there was this film that was just on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I don't remember the name of it. I've never remembered the name, and it bugs me because I caught like the last 10-15 minutes of it, and it's like the bad guy is basically winning, and the girl, there's this blonde, she has like a bob haircut, she's blonde, and she's like incapacitated in some kind of way where she can't fight back. And he just strangles her to death, and she's just like weakly fighting out like, oh, stop.
yeah, I know.
Like, oh wow, that's like, I could see that's fucked up.
Yeah,
And
I know
like,
exactly.
it really stuck with me, but I can't remember the name of the movie. And I don't remember half the film. I just remember that one scene. I became razor focused on it and just like seared itself in my memory. And it also kind of reminds me of that movie Kids, when like the girl, actually it's Rosario Dawson's character, because she was in that film. Um, she had taken some kind of drug, ecstasy or something, or some kind of quaalude, and she was drowsy, and this other male character had basically like contracted HIV from some chick at some point, and then he basically rapes her because they're at a party,
Rape.
and so
You
he
can't
just
say
like
that.
he wants.
By the way, we can't say that word.
Oh my god, damn it!
Rape. Raped her. Yeah.
So he took her physical body against her will. Sorry.
Are you fun?
I got so involved in like actually talking about it.
Yeah, you're good.
That really just like bothered me and stuck with me too. That was a horrific ending to something. It's like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
man, this guy, like takes her against her will. She's never been with another human being before, and now she's gonna have AIDS. And I'm like, God damn, that's scary. That's true horror.
Yeah. Fucking.
It was a scary movie.
Oh, I
Also,
mean,
by the way, I hated the song, the little theme song that came with it, "Natural One" by Folk Implosion. But I loved the band that the guy um, who leads Folk Implosion came from, which is well, he was in Dinosaur Jr. and then also Shebadoh.
oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
just random. Sorry.
Very fun. One I going back to that one with like a bleak ending. That Funny Games one. That was a good
Oh
end.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you know, yeah, yeah, absolutely. When he just like just pushes her in the water, it's like, oh, okay, well, because normally in a horror movie, you're focusing on the moment that the bad guy is going to lose, right?
Right.
But this was like just another chapter in the story until the bad guy loses.
Yeah, you're waiting for the true final
Heroic
girl.
moment, but no, the kid gets shot, the dad dies.
Yeah, you're
She
waiting
gets
in that.
sucked into the lake.
Yeah, you're waiting for that movie in the moment, like where like she's gonna be the final girl. She's gonna step up and necessary and all that. And nope, she's like,
Yeah.
and the list of shit to happen, and you're like, oh fuck.
And you know the lady afterwards too is not the final girl either. So it's like their little reign of terror is gonna go on for a bit.
Yeah.
Or they're just gonna simply get away with it. Because I've yet to see, I don't think I've ever seen the German original. Finnish original? It's either German or Finnish. It's one of it's the
I think it's
European.
finished. Yeah, I think it's finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't either. I gotta see it because I want to know like if they do continue on or if they're stopped. Because
No, I mean I think it still has the same kind of bleak ending. But no, I think they actually had a sequel.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I want to see the
Mm-hmm.
sequel, see if there's like an ending to it, or
Mm-hmm.
if it's just like more along the line of like shit happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, because that
But
was
that movie led into like that string of movies like The Purge and
yeah,
The Others and so on
which
and
is
so forth, where like they just show up at your house and
another one that I will say is one of the ones that did make me feel a little like tinge of like, ooh, that's fucked up. Is The Strangers. The scene
yeah, I've
where
never seen it.
there's
Yeah.
a scene where at the end, I think they're stabbing the father. Yeah, again, spoiler alert again, stabbing the father to death, and they're just
Mhm.
taking the knife and stabbing him and then pulling it out.
Mhm.
And it's very like
Yeah.
much like a robot because like they say most of the time with like stabbing, it's in the passion and like they're just like you
Passionate,
stab,
yeah.
yeah, stuff like that. But like this is like
But
very
it's
calculated.
calculated, and they're just like, well, we're gonna kill you, but we're just gonna take your time about it because we
Well, yeah,
just are apathetic and don't care.
yeah, they're doing it because they're actually wanting to see him in pain because they're getting a kick out of it. So they're like slowly stabbing him over and
Mhm.
over again.
They wanna enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's like I remember watching that scene. I was like, that one kind of made me do like the little shake where you're like, ooh, that's that one's that's
Because it's the same thing as that sci-fi movie that I was talking about, right? It's somebody in like that's their end. You know it's gonna be their end, but they can't do anything about it. It's just like, and it's just being taken time, and it's just like prolonged, and it's just like,
Right.
yeah, they're just completely vulnerable and helpless. Which that's what it all boils down to. Is true horror is just like when you feel vulnerable. I said that sexually vulnerable.
All right. Let's definitely end the stream. It's been fun, but
Hey man, this is what it's all about. I don't care.
oh, I mean, if you want to keep going, we're good.
No, I'm good. I really don't have anything else to talk
All
about,
right.
really.
We will
Yeah.
be back. We'll be back for another stream. We some of those words we said are bad.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would you even
I'm just
highlight or draw a spotlight to them?
I'm just saying
Don't
some words
even worry about it.
like,
Some things were slipped,
but yeah, like
but words are
I
words.
do I
Okay,
do
you shouldn't be
suggest
that offended by words. They're just simply there to explain things.
right.
And you shouldn't be triggered by a word that explains things.
Well, not only that,
Remember, Joe, you remember when I was talking about the stop signs being less harsh? Could you imagine like GPSs right now? It's like, you know, turn right up ahead. Like at some point, there's going to be enough stink where it's like, uh, at your leisure, if you would like to, in about
oh
a
yeah,
quarter of a mile, please,
no, you're making that joke, but I would not be surprised in the next year or some shit like that.
yeah,
But yeah,
or at least before we're dead, at some point, there's some version of a GPS that's just like super kind to you and just like,
but
mm,
yeah. So to finish our train of thought, yeah, definitely go see some of the movies we mentioned. 'Cause like I said, Sleepaway Camp is just it's uncomfortable throughout the entire thing because it's like it's back when you know, they had to use practical effects. So like some of like the murder scenes are like really well done and like really uncomfortable feeling because like it's practical effects. It's very much like the original The Thing with like the chess scene, like that's all practical, and that's why it's like so
mhm,
uncomfortable. Is because it's like that's real, like that's like they really created something that opens up and like the arms that are being ripped off, or fucking like the jelly mold things and stuff like that. So that's all real and practical, and it's like some of like the old school practical shit. Like that's why I like watching some of the older films and like the older scary movies because like or like slasher films or gore shit like that it's because like that practical effect shit, like you really don't get that in
yeah,
CG
you're
anymore.
appreciating, yeah, you're appreciating art at that moment. It's like,
Right. Because like somebody like took the time, built this thing to do that, and did it so well that it's like, man, you really can't tell the difference. And like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if you're standing up close to it, in the moment, you obviously can tell it's just a contraption. But like right then and
yeah,
there,
but
you
especially
can't.
back in the day, if you're just watching it on like a CRT TV,
Right.
everything's like blurry and at a resolution of like 320. You're
Right. Well,
like,
like yeah, and it's like it's just really well done and shit like that. And like so I like those films and shit like that, and that's it's like why Sleepaway Camp, like I remember it so well because like some of the scenes, like her, like I said, the cutting the head off, standing there butt ass naked. It's like what makes it feel uncomfortable is like the person's performance of like the sound they're making. It becomes like no longer primal, but something like kind of past that primal, where it's like there is nothing but murder in this person left
mhm,
and shit like that and that's it's such a good film and just like I won't say such a good film but such a good like weird experience and shit like that and
mhm.
stuff like the funny games is a really good one both versions and shit like that what are some other really I'm trying to think of
Calibus.
yeah
Alibos, Greek for like mutilation.
oh yep
That was a good like body horror. I mean, if you're going body horror, then anything by David Lynch or like not David Lynch, fuck, I can't remember his name at the moment. Steven Cronenberg, like
yep
fucking Videodrome,
oh yeah
you know.
uh yeah there's like some really good ones out there like you said Slither's a really good body horror one. Um,
Mhm.
it's like that shit is just like it's very uncomfortable. Uh, fucking one of what is the Was it a Ouija board movie or whatever it was? I know it's
There's a
fucking.
million of those.
Well, I know it's
There's Ouija and Ouija board and the Ouija terror and the Ouija horror and
it. It's I know it's fucking. I think it's what's her face in Slither, who does it. But the scene where she grabs her fucking top jaw and her bottom jaw and breaks it in half. Know which one I'm talking about?
yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I,
that she like starts ripping her jaw in half. Like you start seeing like the tears in her face and all that. That's a good scene. That's a really like fucked up thing because I forget what it is like that possesses her or something like that. I want to say it's Ouija. It's like the first one, but like there's a scene where she takes her right hand, she puts it on the bottom jaw, and takes her left hand, puts it on the top one, and she starts pulling and shit like that. And she starts ripping her fucking jaw in half and like her face, and like she's breaking her neck and shit like that. And it's like that was good. Like I like that one. It's like it's a fucked up scene, but it's a good one. All right, folks. Enough of the body horror. We'll be back later for some more body horror. Bye, goobers.